Hello, 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 hello. Hi, 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 hi. Hello, Guy. Hello, Blaze. Hello, Josh. Hello, Keaton. Hello, 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 Mari. Hi, 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 hi. Hello, how is everybody? Hello, hello, hi, 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 hi. Yay, Dungan night, Dungan night. Who's excited for Dungan night? Yippee! Yippee. Okay, you can continue now. Thank you. I'm excited to go investigating. Neka's excited for investigating. We might have a bit of a rough one. My kids are like on crack or something. That's a joke. Alright, I thought that was my kids. It was my husband. Alright, Cryo. Thanks for jump scaring the fuck out of me. Have a good night at work. Guys, he just jump scared the living, like, yeah. Hello, Cloth. Welcome in. Hello. Base Goose strikes again. So real. Cryo jump scare. For real, though. Yay. Here we go. Load the game. And here we are. Ooh, are we excited to investigate? I'm excited. I want to know why she did it. Because I'm still so sure. She's just done some sneaky stuff and looked a few certain ways. Thank you for the head pats. Is this music from 999? It might be Virtue's Last Reward, but yeah, it definitely is. A refrigerator. Perhaps there's some kind of clue inside. Digimon? No, Mari. I don't think so. Time for one of your favorite executions, says Blaze. Oh. Perhaps there's some kind of clue inside the refrigerator. Nothing special to note. Wait, this is... I thought it was a normal refrigerator, but I soon found some oddities within its structure. The divider is a bit tilted? The divider looks slightly unnatural, almost like it was placed roughly. So this divider was removable. How odd. Oh, Sora, you noticed that too? Are you talking about the refrigerator dividers? It does look a bit suspicious. It's scary how well I can predict Dangan games. Listen, Keaton. I played enough of 1 and 2, like multiple times over. And every time I play them, I pick up on like new little nuances of things that tipped you off that this was going to be, like, having watched the person. Like little nuanced things that tip you off as to, oh, this is going to be a killer. And there were a lot of little nuances that are telling me the actress is going to be the killer this time. Again, it's very, like, small things and, like, little things. But I even think she got close to her on purpose. In order to... And if she didn't get close to her on purpose, then there was a target placed on her by the getting sick bit. And she was forced. If I didn't play 1 and 2, I might not have been tipped off, is what I'm saying. 1, 2, and even 3, guy. There was something specifically that Emma did... that tipped me off to something in 3. And of course, I'm not going to say what it is because we haven't played it. I actually messaged Blaze about it when it happened. And I was like, why does this and this? There's no such thing as late. We haven't really gotten into it yet. I doubt it'll be an important clue. No, not that. Don't tell me you missed it. The dying message. The dying message? I opened the door and searched the insides again, but I didn't see any dying message. Where's the dying message? Sora, you're denser than you look. See the bottom compartment over there? Are you talking about these icicles? Yep, this is Kokoro's dying message. These icicles are the dying message. I bet it says something. I thought these were just frozen icicles that had dropped down. Sora, we can deduce 2 facts from these icicles. First, the refrigerator's output set to maximum power. I'm sure you heard from Monochrome, but the refrigerators in our rooms can be set to instant freezing or defrosting modes, depending on its output power. This particular refrigerator is set to instant freezing mode. Ah, I see. I guess the one in my room wasn't cold enough to form icicles. Second, Kokoro used these icicles to leave a dying message. Sora, take a closer look at those icicles. On closer inspection, the icicles had small carvings on their lower, wider sides. On one side it says F and the other O. I thought these were just scratches. But these were deliberately engraved by someone. Okay. Yep, and if you look closely, 2 of those 8 icicles are overlapped. Overlapped? Well, to be specific, it's more like the longer one had penetrated the smaller one. And the purest icicle, the smaller one, has not F and O, but F and I engraved on it. After hearing you say that, I have to agree. But how did you know that this is the dying message? I mean, it's obvious. The icicles were lined up in an unnatural way. The fuck? Guy's not the killer. Or Neko's not the killer, Guy. You're on something. And Guy, I can message you exactly what she did that makes me think that it's her. Actually, you know what, Guy? I will. I'm gonna message you right now. Let me find my phone. Do 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 new 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 do new 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 do do there we go. You know 3, right? Yeah. Girl's definitely a killer, and then no, she's way too calm when she's not around it. I agree. But I think that I think it's gonna be both of them together, Keaton. I think they're gonna do it together. I messaged you, Guy. The refrigerator's being set on instant freeze mode was suspicious as well. So what does it mean? Are you for real? Does the dying message have any other purpose than to point out the killer? Then did you find out who the culprit is? I can't tell you right now, as I'm not completely sure myself. But don't worry, I'll be sure to figure it out before the trial. This is the dying message? The message that points out who the killer is? Hello, Fluffy! Hi, how are you? Although I'm not sure what it means, I can't just leave it all to Kanade. We should figure it out at the trial. You were distracted by Uma Musume? Uh-huh. Student handbook. Ah, the student handbook. I checked my pockets if it was mine, but mine was safely tucked in my pocket. I think it's probably Kokoro's. Ah, Nikkei. The handbook is making things so much more complicated. What do you mean? Daiwa Scarlet's your favorite horse girl? Oh my god. Everybody's playing the horse game. I'm not blaming Blaze for your addiction, Fluffy. Think about it. Our rooms can only be opened by the owner's handbook. The handbook is inside the room, yet Kokoro was killed inside the room. So the key to the room was inside the room. A locked room mystery. Yes, and Kokoro would never open the door if it's not for her meals. So that would mean someone who was here for her food used that chance to kill Kokoro. That would be impossible. It'd be possible if one person had visited her. But including Teruya, there was always more than 2 people that had visited her. I see. Why spend money when you can watch other people spend money? That's funny. You bet Shinji would play Wii Sport. There are no other ways to enter these rooms, so the only possible time is during meal times. Nikkei, maybe if someone had stolen Kokoro's handbook, couldn't they enter whenever they wanted? Huh? They could have snatched the handbook while giving Kokoro her food. Then after that, they could have entered the room freely as they pleased. That's not possible either. So what if they steal it? You can't turn the handbook on if you don't have the owner's fingerprints. But they took her, but her hand's gone. Even if you happen to leave with the handbook still powered on, the handbook automatically enters sleep mode after a certain amount of time. Unless you plan to re-enter right after, you won't be able to enter the room. Huh, I thought I solved the mystery. Yeah, both hands and both feet cloth. Anyway, if we don't solve the trick behind this locked room mystery, this will be a difficult trial. We can't enter the rooms without the handbook. Then how did the culprit enter Kokoro's room? Keller's very thorough, gotta hand it to him. Well, if you remember the Yuki-onna statue in the Monster Hall, Keaton, it said that she would freeze her victims to death and then take their hands and feet. So this is meant to model after that in order to make it look like the spirit killed her or whatever. Oh, Sora! How's the investigation going? You're in the way. Get out. Aren't you being mean to me? Especially when I found a clue just for you. A clue? Yes. Take a look at this. What's this? Dry ice. It's an open bag of dry ice. I found it on the floor. Dry ice. So is this how they froze Kokoro? Who knows? Wouldn't it be difficult to freeze somebody with just these? You could partially freeze some parts, but this is a solid material. Definitely not enough to completely freeze Kokoro's whole body. The fact that this open bag exists means that it must have been used somehow. Perhaps the low temperature of this room is proof of that. Would definitely be hard to freeze a whole body with just this. The fact that it exists means it must have been used. Yes, that's just what I said. Considering the cold air and white mist that was here, there's a possibility they used it to lower the room's temperature. Feels like an important clue. I should write this down. Hello, Joshua. Again. Sora, since I'm the one who found this, could I have a thank you or something? No. This is a drum container. Hello, Super Jake. Welcome in. What's this doing in Kokoro's room? You can have a fuck you? Absolutely, Keaton. And not in the fun way. On closer look, the drum's containers labeled with the letters caution liquid nitrogen. Interesting. This thing can freeze an object in an instant. After carefully opening the lid and looking inside, I found that it was empty. If it's empty, that means somebody used it. This seems like an important clue. Sora, what are you doing? Setsuka, look, I found another clue. It's liquid nitrogen. The culprit must have used this to freeze Kokoro. Using liquid nitrogen to freeze Coco? Don't you think so? If they use liquid nitrogen, there must be some traces left somewhere. What do you mean? Hello, Aaron. Welcome in. If they put Coco on the bed and poured liquid nitrogen on her, the sheets in bed should have been frozen as well. There aren't any frozen traces anywhere, let alone the bed. Only the air's freezing. If they didn't pour it on her, maybe they could have dunked Kokoro into the container and then pulled her out? If that's the case, they wouldn't have been able to pull her out. Their hands would have frozen the instant they put it in the container. If they poured her on the floor would be completely frozen. And the container's empty, right? If they dipped her in, there'd be some traces inside. So that means the culprit didn't use liquid nitrogen? But then why is this?
Nani?
Well, I guess we need to investigate more. But we can't jump to conclusions. Do I think he's going to be a killer? No, I think he's going to survive specifically because they introduced a shop that has to do with him. Oh, you mean the dealer? I don't know why I thought you meant the She's a billiard player, not a dealer. Which is why I thought you meant the broker. I don't know. Spring water or boiled water? Water yucky. After hearing Setsuka's words, it does feel like there's something suspicious about the container. I decided to write it down for now. Sora, how's your progress? I'm still stuck. Me too. We should keep investigating. Right. I wanted to ask you something, Yuki. Ask me? About what? Yuki, you said this morning that Kokoro didn't open her door when you brought her food last night, correct? Can you give me a recount of that situation? It might help. Sure, if that would help. Just like what I said in the morning. After dinner last night, I suggested With Emma always leaving first after she finished her meal, I haven't had a chance to talk with her. So I suggested going to visit Kokoro together. My, what a brave move on your part. You sure there weren't any personal feelings involved? Personal feelings? Emma wasn't in the best shape because of Kokoro. And she was looking for somebody to join her to visit Kokoro anyway. I'm just joking. Please continue. Anyway, that's how Emma, Teruya, and I went on a visit to give Kokoro her supper. But she didn't answer when we called her, even when we told her Teruya was there. When there was still no answer after multiple tries, we just assumed she was sleeping. So we left the supper in front of her door and left. It'd be illogical to assume she was already dead at that point. I doubt that. Remember Yoriko's words? The supper we left on her doorstep had been removed that night. Yoriko? What? Did someone call me? Yoriko, perfect timing. Is it true the food at Kokoro's doorstep was gone by last night? Huh? Well, yeah, that's what I saw. I told you that this morning. Come to think of it, it was Yoriko who brought today's morning meal, right? If it's okay, could I ask what you did this morning then? I mean, I just delivered the food and did my usual stuff. I went with Teruya to deliver the breakfast, and when I went, there was no answer. So, just like Yuki, I left the food there and went straight back to the village. The village? What for? I always practice cooking in the morning at the village, and hope that one day we won't have to rely on Mikado's cooking. The breakfast Yoriko left is still here untouched on the doorstep. From the clues from the meals, it's almost certain Kokoro died this morning. I still think she died last night, in fact, sometime between lunch and dinner, and whoever the killer is moved the food. What's with those looks? Are you guys suspecting me? Not one bit. It's useless to suspect anyone when the trial hasn't even started. Yuki, we need more clues for now. You're right. Let's not jump to conclusions. The only time anyone would have been able to enter this room is during the 3 scheduled visits. Excluding just now when we found Kokoro's corpse, the possible times are this morning and yesterday evening. Yoriko and Yuki's account on those 2 visits might come in handy. I should write this down. Okay. Let's give the Monochrome file one more look over. Victim is Kokoro Mitsume. The time of death is unknown. Location is her room. Both hands and feet have been cut off and are missing. There's also 2nd to 3rd degree frostbite all over her body, causing necrosis to the cells. Other possible causes of death are destruction of cellular tissue due to hypothermia or frostbite. There may be additional signs. Kokoro's corpse was lying down on the bed like a block of ice. Kokoro, who killed you? Would we be able to figure out the culprit without Kokoro's help? No, we can't be in a state of despair. Even without Kokoro, we need to win the class trial. Kokoro, if you'll excuse me, I need to touch around your body. Her corpse was frozen and she was only wearing underwear. It was an appalling sight, but the culprit may have left some evidence behind. The cause of death is freezing for sure. But since the Monaco file mentioned there may be additional causes, I shouldn't jump to conclusions. In reality, Kokoro's hands and feet were neatly cut off. This might be the direct cause of death, but nothing's confirmed yet. Other than that, there were no identifiable injuries. It's hard to notice other singularities in the first place, due to the whole corpse being frozen. Sora, are you investigating Kokoro's corpse? Thanks, Keaton. Yeah, since I might find some things that could be helpful. So, did you find anything? No, not at the moment. I have a question, though. Why is Kokoro only wearing her underwear? Isn't it because the culprit did it? What I'm saying is, why would the culprit take off her clothes in the first place? Oh, well, there must have been some reason. For the moment, her clothes are under the bed. Maybe it's so that she can freeze as fast as possible? I don't really know. I hate how that command fits this situation too, actually. Keaton. Oh no. Hibari got too high and watched the new Final Destination movie. I can't imagine watching that high. You've got to be freaked out right now, Hibari. Oh my god. Yeah. I really feel sorry for her. I don't want to die like this. I don't know who the culprit is, but I'm not going to let them off that easy. To leave Kokoro in such a horrible state like this, it's unforgivable. I wish I could cover her with a blanket, but thinking logically, Siobai was right. What are you even going to do with the hands and feet? Well, like I said earlier, this is meant to look like the Yuki Onna killed her, which is the Snow Woman. Basically, the way that they were told in mythology, and there's a whole thing on the island. The way that they were told to kill people, like said to have killed people, is that they froze them entirely and then took their hands and feet. So this is made to look like that in order to throw off the scent or whatever, I suppose. It's an interesting prospect. Ugh. There could be evidence found from the corpse. In fact, you're investigating the corpse too, Sora. Right. By the way, Sora, did you investigate the bed? The bed? While Roha and I were investigating, we found bloodstains. Of course, I saw that. Aren't those from the disconnected hands and feet? No, not that. I'm talking about the dry bloodstains. dry. Looks like some time had passed for these bloodstains to dry, and the color proves that. So what are those bloodstains? Doesn't seem like it's from the disconnected hands and feet. From the looks of it, the blood from the disconnected sections of hands and feet is from the frozen blood vessels. As they started to melt. With this, I can assume the hands and feet were cut off after Kokoro completely froze. Then these bloodstains are from before Kokoro was frozen. I think that's it, even though I'm not sure. Well, I can't figure it out with only this. Yoriko, you're unexpectedly smart. Oh, well, why do you keep saying it's unexpected for me to use my brain? Can't you see I'm trying my best to figure things out? You still didn't get your snacks, Hibari? The heck. I'll make sure to write that down. Thanks, Yoriko. Huh? Well, it's nothing. What did we not click on? Definitely clicked on everything. Probably something else out in the hallway. I think I searched every part of that room. Where should I go next?
What? Oh, Sora, what you doing there, standing still?
What would be the next death? If we're going off folklore. Well, no, this island in particular. Because every time we solve a case, we move to a different island. This island in particular had a giant Yuki-onna statue in like a hall, and it was said to be like haunted and shit. So yeah, I think that's what's going on here, is that they're trying to make it look like the spirits that haunt this particular island are in charge of this, or did this or whatever. I was just wondering where to investigate next. What about you? Weren't you supposed to guard the crime scene?
I was taking a quick bathroom break. The trial's about to start soon. Wouldn't want to wet my pants during the trial, so I left the crime scene to Hibiki.
I see.
Nah.
Perfect timing. You over there.
Sora, I think he's calling you.
You, artist. Yeah, you, airhead girl.
Me? Airhead? Why me? I think this is the first time you've ever spoke to me.
Doesn't matter who. I'm gonna take a nap in my room for a sec. Wake me up when the trial starts. Ew, Seobai, don't be a jerk. What if Kokoro fought back? Wait, no, drugged food. Maybe. I kind of doubt it, though. Hear you out on Seobai? No, I'm absolutely hearing you out on Seobai. His skills are fantastic. Don't insult the cinnamon roll? Oh, jeez.
What kind of... I don't get why you're asking me. Nor why you're even sleeping during investigation.
If I say so, then do it before I do something to your precious life.
Alright, I'll do it.
Seobai, are you out of your mind? Do you even have the thought of investigating? Investigation? Why bother when I already know who done it?
What? So you already know who's the culprit? That was such a shock that I... Bathroom?
What do you mean by knowing who done it? The culprit slipped a huge mistake in their words in front of only me. Yeah, I think they're gonna keep being gruesome, Aaron. You've made peace with the fact that she's gonna die. Keaton, I'm telling you. She's actually giving me Survivor vibes. Wait, why am I telling you this? Anyway, go tell that airhead girl to wake me up later on. If she doesn't, you're next. What is it with him? By the looks of that confidence, it doesn't seem like he's lying. Even if he knows who's the blackened, that attitude certainly isn't very pleasing. If we try to rely on him, who knows what'll happen. I'll just ignore his words and try to solve this on our own terms.
Sora, how'd it go? Wait, where's Yobai?
Sandwich! I want a sandwich now. I don't know the details either. He just laughed after telling me to ask you to wake him up.
Unbelievable.
Siobai's going for Stoner Byakuya theme for real, though. You think Wing It did it? Oh my god. What a plot twist. Hello, Cherry.
I got scared, so I accepted without thought, but I'm not going. Never. What's with that attitude? Ignoring others as you please.
Lol. Wing It's not here, Keaton. Blaze is just blaming him. Fluffy was awoken by a blame ring in your ear. Maybe it'll be better to leave him here so he'll be punished to death for not joining the trial.
Sora, isn't that going a bit too far?
I'm joking. Don't take it so seriously. Anyway, I'm going off to other places now.
Okay, I guess I'll return to my post now. See you later.
I think that the bathroom's actually a wonderful place to check. But there's not going to be anything here. Let's see. Oh, still places to investigate around here, huh? Oh. Whoa! Sora! Good work as usual! Am I a Yakuza or something? What's with the greeting? Moreover, Shinji, what are you doing here? This is the door to the balcony. Oh! When I went jogging this morning, I found something at the balcony, so... I saw something like a long, white, long cloth going towards the balcony. I thought I'd find something here. A white and long cloth. Yeah, I didn't find anything. The balcony. Shinji, would it be possible to leave the monocruise through the balcony? What? Why? Just in case. The windows are all closed here, so this is the only way out other than the main entrance. It's quite tall. It might look silly. The monocruise itself has the proper structure of a regular cruise. Even if the sea is below, the water level is quite low, so if you fall on the water surface, you receive at least some bruises. Couldn't you use some kind of rope to pull yourself down? Well, I guess it wouldn't be impossible. Anyway, thanks. I'll write this down. Huh. I think I just had an idea of how this might have happened. I'll be leaving then. Sora, where are you off to? I already thought about my next destination. A place that came to mind thanks to you. Thanks to me? I hope the investigation goes smooth on your part as well. I do have an idea. Let's see if she's going to go the same place I am. The exhibit. Shinji said that the Ice Woman statue here was broken a few days ago. I don't know if it's because of that, but I felt like something might be here. I guess I was wrong. Excluding the broken ice statue, there weren't any clues to note. Maybe I don't have any talent in investigation like Kanade said. The changing room. Since I'm already here, maybe I'll check this place.
It scared me.
Teruya.
Oh, it's you, Sora. You scared me standing in front of the door like that.
Did you go inside the changing room?
Yeah. I was gonna check the item list for the changing room.
Item list? What's that?
So you didn't know. It's a checklist of the various items in the room. It's right there on the wall.
So what about the list?
I just checked to see if there's anything missing. Well, there weren't any. The item list also exists in other rooms like the convenience store and the gym. It's hard to notice it if you're not paying attention. Anyway, I was checking them one by one. This one's the last one, but nothing's unusual about it. So that's a relief.
You've been checking all of them one by one?
Yeah, I always do.
My god, Teruya. Are you some kind of freak?
What? How could you?
No, he's just an inventory specialist.
Actually, as soon as I heard the word killing game, I felt the need to check it daily.
Well, I mean, that is something that saved you the last time. So I can't blame you.
I had a hunch that something bad might happen if I don't. I don't know why.
I wonder if there's any point in that. But good work anyway. So nothing's wrong then?
I did find one weird thing.
Something weird.
Oh, one of the wigs had some shards or something on it. I don't know how it got there. Maybe I'm being overly cautious.
I don't know.
It might not be relevant to the case at all. I mean, Kokoro was killed in a room, so why would there be a clue this far away? I'm just here to check the item list. Come to think of it, why are you here then?
That's...
Well, I think that was enough time. I will now end the investigation. If you've been busy, then you should have plenty of clues to deduce the case. Everyone immediately at the entrance to the trial grounds to the first floor. If you're late, you'll have a hefty punishment waiting for you.
Ooh, are we ready? Are we ready? Are we ready? Gosh, Teruya, I don't think we have any time left to be talking like this.
Yeah, you're right. Let's head to the trial grounds right now.
Sora, you're here. Sorry I'm late. Am I last place again? Nope. Aroha and Siobai aren't here yet. What are they doing? They should be well aware of the penalty for being late. That being said, to come back to this place again? Tell me about it. We wouldn't be here if there weren't any murders. Just me or the investigation section shorter? It does feel very short, Keaton. I was actually just about to say the same thing. Even, like, shorter than the last game in this series. Ow. To think we'd have another victim. Teriyaki lost all his memories. Do you mean Teruya, Hibari? Kokoro!
If Kokoro isn't here, Don't worry, sis. I'll take care of everything.
Teruya, you've got plenty of experience with this class trial thingy, right? Oh boy. Chat, we'll be right back. Okay. Alrighty. You did spell pumpkin wrong, Cryo. That's probably why I hate you. Either way, we're back. Yay.
This has nothing to do with experience. I don't have any memory as well.
Hello, DBZ Trunks fan. Welcome in.
It might sound a bit irresponsible, but I'm not the brightest person around.
Have they chilled out? No, they've not chilled out.
Ray Makaru, now that's a girl you can rely on. I'll do my best. I've changed since then.
And guess who doesn't have high expectations for you? Me. Moreover, what is up with Iroha and Tsuyobai? Why are they so lame? Gotta say, what an unlikely duo. Did I solve who killed Kokoro? I mean, I'm still sure that it's Emma. The actress. I'm very sure. But mostly based off of context-ish clues and things that I don't think everybody would have noticed, but that's my prediction. Iroha's probably off to wake up Tsuyobai. Wake up? What do you mean? Well, Tsuyobai said he was going to take a nap until the class trial starts. Apparently he had nothing more to investigate. Oh, what? Nothing more to investigate? Unbelievable. How should I say this? He looked pretty relaxed. Says he already figured out who did it. The culprit? But I don't have a single clue on what happened. Is he thinking that all this, Kokoro's death, is just fun and games? I can't forgive that kind of attitude. Well, there's also the chance that he's actually the culprit and he's bluffing. Whatever the cause may be, he was still napping while everyone else was investigating for their lives. It's nothing new. That person was sleeping through the last trial as well.
He's definitely crazy. I'm sorry I'm late.
Ew, Siobai, enough of your arrogant acts. Class trial is no joke, got it? We're the last ones here, right? Then let's get moving. Move my ass, you always do nothing. Why are you late, Iroha?
Sorry, Siobai isn't the type to easily wake up.
Isn't she into the cultist also? Wait, what? This case is easy anyway. You can take it all by yourselves. I need to go over all the deals I'll be managing when I leave this place. Listen to me! Calm down, Shinji. Sora's right. Isn't the first time Siobai's like that? Just ignore him like we do with Mikado. Why would you ignore such a precious friend? But I just can't stand that kind of attitude.
Shinji, this is the time to keep your head cool.
Who died this chapter? Kokoro, the psychologist. And it was a gruesome one.
You should never ever act emotionally and irrationally in class trials.
Oh. Right, if everyone says so, I'll calm down. Truya, finally you feel like a true mentor.
Is that a compliment?
Yes, I was indeed, Noivarlo.
A bit late because of some students, but we should get things started. Is everyone ready? Everyone, please enter the elevator in front of you to join the trial ground. I'll be waiting for you there.
Cryo, why did we delete that one? Noivarlo was saying that I was right because I predicted the last death. Well, they wrote just before, okay, so who died on this chapter? And I answered them, and they said, so you were 100% right. It wasn't a hard prediction, just one you didn't want to happen. Makes sense, Sabari. So it's starting again.
I'm scared.
Don't be afraid. We can't avoid this anyway. And we do what we can. We need to end this by talking about what we investigated. Yup. When the trial ends, at least one of us won't be back up again.
Yeah, you guys are right. I said I'm gonna trust you guys again. It's because I trust you that I suspect you. To find the culprit and survive with everyone. Sis, I said you should just leave it to me.
Guys, I have a favor to ask of you. It might sound out of place, but I really liked Kokoro. At first, I just wanted to talk to her, but she listened to me and my heart. I want to find the bastard who killed her. Yeah, but I still think it was you, Emma. Please lend me your strength. No need to be so formal. We all feel the same.
Yeah, if we talk positively, we can go through anything.
Well, to be serious, if we don't do this, we'll end up being dead meat anyway. She's definitely the killer. That was genuine guilt. Yeah. Yeah. Don't you go interrupt this. Don't you dare interrupt this touching moment, Mikado. Emma, if Kokoro didn't die, she would definitely have joined us in the end. Because you were there for her. It's a bit too late for that, though. Thank you, everyone.
And now then, let's put an end to this.
Now, if I hadn't already figured out that it was Emma, I think I would have figured it out with that right there. So this one's definitely a bit, she's acting. Yeah, no. This one's a bit more convoluted. But here's where I'm going to go with this one. Here's my prediction for how this went. The killer, whatever this white string rope thing that Shinji saw going off the balcony, who do I think, I've been saying it this whole time. I think it's Emma, the actress. And here's how I think happened. So, the white thing that Shinji saw, the rope or whatever, I think that it was holding on to. Listen, this is gonna be there's like two things that I think it could have been. So either number one, her body in the thing of liquid nitrogen was suspended over the railing of the balcony. Like, I think that that's one possibility. And then the liquid nitrogen could have just been poured out and her body moved back into the room. Like, that's one way I see this happening. Otherwise, it's possible that she was frozen in the refrigerator. I'm not sure that that's how I want to think about it. But if she was in there in an instant freeze mode for, you know, as long as it could have been, which would be like lunchtime yesterday to lunchtime today, that's up for like, well, I guess breakfast time maybe today. That's up for like 24 hours. They're talking about the dinner still being, like, not being there as a way to be like, oh, well, it didn't happen last night. But I think that, you know, it's more like it was moved in order to stop there from being suspicion. Yes. That had to be immensely painful. Here we go. We're gonna figure it out. As Emma said, we all feel the same, except for a few. We were able to solve the last trial when it seemed impossible. We can do it again, and that's what we're gonna believe. Okay. Oh, and we lost to Goji. Here we go. Here goes nothing. Oh boy, an actor turning out to be a disappointment. That's never happened before. Nah. So real, Keaton. Just like last time, the elevator made an unnerving sound and slowly made its way underground. Everyone kept silent, as if we had all agreed to. I mean, if you froze the water that you boiled, then of course you can make ice with it. What is the harmonica sound you keep hearing? It was a fail sound from, it was something from something else, Keaton, and honestly I should probably change it, but I just haven't found something better to change it to. But it is what happens when you guys lose a boss fight in Stream Avatars. Did I see your message? If it is Emma, your little thought of having, yeah, all the people with their eyes covered. I don't think there's enough people with their eyes covered anyway. Freezing boiling water sounds hard to do. Well, I mean, you take the boiling water and you put it in an ice cube tray. And then you put it in the freezer. It would just take time. It is a harmonica. But it's specifically from something in Infinite Dream. It was like there was now an unspoken rule that the elevator was a place to ready our hearts. The elevator descends as we ponder these thoughts, and it finally arrives at the class trial.
We've been waiting.
This place seems a bit different than last time.
It'd be boring if it was always the same, huh? So for your amusement, I changed up the design.
I mean, the fridge normally isn't cold enough to freeze things. Thanks, Keaton. The fridge normally isn't cold enough to freeze things, but otherwise, this is really off topic. I mean, I guess maybe it's not, but kinda. Amusement? Just how in the world is any of this amusing? Oh, okay, Keaton. No, it's the fail. It's the boss fail sound.
Well then, please take your place where your name is written. You've done this once, so you all know how it goes, right?
Ooh, kind of hot pocket Tabari.
Well, let's start this. A death game with your lives on the line.
The second class child. To say it feels any better having done it once before is a lie. As Monocro said, it's our lives on the line, I'm afraid, and nervous. We all are. But Kokoro would have been much more afraid. Afraid and painful. It was the same with Yuri. But Kokoro was so much closer to us than Yuri. Everyone, not just Emma, is in a rage. And if we don't find the culprit, we all die. We have to find out who did it. To avenge Kokoro's death. To survive. Ooh, Habari yummy. Time won't wait for us, and it's finally starting. The trial of life or death. The betrayal of life or death. The truth of life or death. The excuse of life or death. The trust of life or death. Life or death. The class trial. Yes, we will save here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, we have some skills to equip. Firing speed is good. We definitely want this. Rebuttal showdown. Oh, we might have to put something else off. Power punch. I want this. So I'm going to have to turn off something else. Probably that's not enough. I don't have enough skill points. All right. I'll have to do. We need the crow coins, so it's an expensive skill, but here we go.
Firstly, allow me to briefly explain the rules of the class trial. The results of this class trial will be decided solely by your votes. If you manage to correctly identify the true Blacken, only they will receive punishment. But should you vote incorrectly, everyone except for the Blacken will be punished, and the later party will be able to escape this field trip of mutual killing.
To think that we'd return to this place. But now that we're in here, we have no choice but to get through this. Let's get through this mess with everyone.
Now then, begin your discussion.
Monkey fruit sounds interesting. What? Monk fruit? I'm confused. Let's get the show on the road, indeed. You feel horrible for Kokoro and hope I get revenge. Does everyone have to vote right, or can one person vote wrong? So Monokuma has previously threatened to punish people for voting incorrectly when they knew the answer. But I don't think it has to be unanimous. We're looking for the person who killed Kokoro.
Where should we start? I honestly have no idea.
Everyone, there's something I first need to tell you. I honestly don't have any clue on what happened at all. Everyone, please don't ignore me. Mikado, you got some nerve to speak to us right now. Is it just me, or is my identity slowly fading out of existence? I said this before, and I must repeat myself since it's only getting worse. You can ignore me all you want in everyday life, but you have to listen to me during trials. I, for one, did my fair share of investigating, and I would love to help solve this case with you guys.
You got some nerve, eh?
I agree that we all need to listen to a Mikado. You sure? It's not like Mikado would let us fail the class trial considering the stakes. And even a testimony from a person like him is still important. What a woman you are, Sora. But most importantly, he could potentially be the Blackened. And though he might be a worthless, no better than a piece of shit scum, he still might have found an important piece of evidence. You've broken my heart.
If Sora says so, then I guess we'll be fine.
Drew was standing near the mastermind, and the first two was near Yuki and Akane. Oh! Interesting. You feel like Mikado would be a hibachi chef? Maybe? Now that it's come to this, I'll show you my ultimate piece of evidence and restore your trust in me. Ultimate piece of evidence! Did you already solve the case? Well, no, not yet. Shut up, you're making us all lose focus.
Agreed. Well, like Sora said, we shouldn't completely ignore him, but I doubt it'll be of any help. So let's proceed without him. Back to the start. Why don't we go over the overall flow of what happened? Kokoro would have done so just like last time. Yeah, without Kokoro, we have nobody to rely on other than ourselves. Don't worry, sis. I'm still here for you.
Guys, cheer up. We can do this for Kokoro. Alrighty then, the summary of the case.
I mean, it's easier said than done. How should we do this?
Let's talk about the situation just before discovering Kokoro's body. Summary of the case, just like last time. We don't have a clue who's the culprit, but we should find the solution if we work together. I think we're good here, it's just the non-stop debate. And as always, the animations are tiny. So we found the dead body around lunchtime. Sora, Teruya, and I went to her to bring her lunch.
There was no answer from Kokoro. And we became worried about her. And then I heard the commotion and joined you. So I called Monoko to open the door.
When I entered, Kokoro was found dead.
That would mean Kokoro died around lunchtime. But we should talk about our alibis during that time.
Monochrome File said something about Kokoro's body. It had many other suspicious details as well. Let's discuss this with that in mind. I was jealous of Teruya in that case, not Alice. Really? That's not it? What do you... Oh, wait a minute. It didn't even... Okay. So that just... So it's just not even been marking it. That's dumb. Okay, game! That's so dumb. Whatever. Janky hitbox is a janky hitbox. No, Shinji, we can't be sure of that. Why not? If the body was found at that time. Just because we found the body during lunchtime doesn't mean Kokoro died around that time. Even the monochrome file says so. But the time of death is unknown. Speaking of which, the monochrome file this time isn't very helpful, is it?
Probably because the body was frozen. Even professional police forces and doctors have a hard time determining the cause of death or time of death for frozen bodies. But if the time of death is unknown, doesn't that mean there's still a possibility she really died during lunchtime?
Certainly a possibility, but it's probably pretty low.
I guess that's what we should be talking about. When did Kokoro actually die?
Wait, do we really need to? The culprit is already clear as day. What? Nikkei, you already know the culprit? Which living character so far would I date? None of them. They're teenagers.
Who is it? Who's the blackened?
Yuriko Kabuya! Need I say more? Why Yuriko? Why? Huh? Yuriko is Kokoro's culprit. Oh wait, not this again. Why is it always me? But you're the one who gave Kokoro her breakfast this morning, right? That's the only period of time that anyone would get a chance at Kokoro. Dude, Nikkei, you're so stupid. What? He certainly has a point. She was already dead when Sora's crew had arrived during lunchtime. So the mealtime right before then is the most suspicious. And Yoriko was the one who visited her then. Oh wait, how could I have killed her? I was with Teruya the whole time.
Yes, she's right. The whole point of you joining every visit so as no one would try to kill Kokoro in her sick state.
So that would mean you worked with her.
Nonsense.
So you mean an accomplice? Neko does not rhyme with Miku! You're a troll. There's no gain to becoming an accomplice. And Teruya's not a void, so he wouldn't commit a murder in the first place. Are you sure about that, though? Sure, the chance it is a void is low. But that's all. In the end, Mikado brought him here, right? I honestly thought it was ridiculous to trust a stranger so naively like that. Yoriko's not the antagonist.
That's crazy. I'm a kidnapped victim brought here because of Mikado.
Nikkei, you're one to talk. Suddenly pushing others is the culprit. I'd say you're acting suspicious. Just think about it. There are no periods of time for the murder if those two aren't in together for this. Sure, there are no incentives for accomplices, but Monochrome did not outright deny the possibility. Ew. Guys, say something. Oriko, I know how you feel, but he does have a point. What? We need to discuss this some more, but considering the order of people that have visited Kokoro, it shouldn't be weird that Yoriko and Teruya are suspicious. Keaton, but that's wrong. We need to talk more about it. What do you got for me? Here's evidence, right? Okay. 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 Nothing new. Ooh, pound cake sounds delicious. Yoriko's account, severed limbs. Why are you accusing me? The only time the crime could have been committed was when you visited Kokoro.
I was with her and she didn't do anything suspicious at all.
Like Mike said, there's a possibility you two are accomplices. Kokoro ate all our meals until last night. And the body was found this lunch. So if something happened to Kokoro, it would have been during this morning. And those two don't have alibis, and there's no one more suspicious than them. Are Teruya and Yoriko really the culprit? I need to present evidence that shows their innocence. Hold on. That's not what I wanted to do. Jesus. Okay. Have alibis. I'm having a... I'm not shooting it!
Jesus.
That was until last night. Body was found at lunch. What was Yoriko's account? How did I... That's not right. I forget what Yoriko's account was. Oh my god. Stop shooting it! Oh, never mind. This is the okay. Neko, Leiko, Shigo, Trico, Coco? I don't know what you're on about, Noi Varlo. That was frustrating. If we're talking about alibis, I have one, Nikkei. Sora? Yoriko said herself. She went to the village right after she left to practice cooking.
Yeah, when there was no answer, we left the meal on her doorstep. And Yoriko went straight to village. She said she was practicing cooking these days.
And is there any evidence to back up your claim? Well, I did pass some people on my way there.
Ah, I saw her. You were cooking some stew, right?
There were plenty of witnesses. If Yoriko went straight to the village afterwards, there would be no time for her to commit the murder. Thanks, Claw. Yoriko, I can understand. But what about Teruya? He entered Kokoro's room every visit. There could have been plenty of chances for him to kill her.
Kokoro said she'd open the door only when 2 or more people came to visit her. Thus, under normal circumstances, if anyone entered Kokoro's room to kill her, Then we're dealing with more than one culprit.
Now that Yoriko's alibi has been confirmed, it would have been impossible for Teruya to kill Kokoro on its own. Thus, the theory of Yoriko and Teruya being accomplices is disproven. Oh, not you, fucker. No, that alone isn't going to suffice as a valid alibi. The evidence in Kokoro's room supports that. Sorry, but as a reporter, it's my instinct to pursue every last suspicious detail. Hopefully everything's alright, Keaton. So let me show you my evidence. Refute me if you can. It's gonna be this shit. Yeah, oh, it's this one. Okay. Oh boy. The objective is shoot the argument. Use the directional keys. Z to fire. Okay. Oh, you have to hit the weak point with a reputation. Okay. S to equip it. Okay. At least the music's good. Do, 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 do. Oh, this is much better than it was last time. You saw the state of the corpse, didn't you? It was frozen solid. How could Yoriko have done all that in such a short span of time? It would be impossible to do that and immediately leave for the fridge. Okay. Okay. I see the one to do. Okay. Advance. Okay. We got this. Bum 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 bum. Oh, god damn it. Okay. I didn't equip it quick enough. Okay. Yeah, right, Cryo? That would be so much better. Oy vey. Come on, do your shit. There it is. I think it'd be a really interesting flavor. God, I'm sucking this trial. Much easier than it was before, though. No, Nikkei. If you're saying that Yoriko used liquid nitrogen to freeze Kokoro, that's wrong. What are you talking about? You saw the empty drum barrel in the room, plain as day. If she really used that to freeze Kokoro, there would have been some traces left somewhere in the room. However, there were no traces of that. Kokoro's corpse was the only thing that was frozen. Right, Setsuka?
Yup, no traces means the liquid nitrogen was probably never used. Maybe she could have frozen Coco in some other room before bringing her back in?
That'd have taken a significant amount of time. Nikkei's proposition was that the crime could have been done in a short time. If Yoriko, our supposed murderer, had taken the body like that, it wouldn't explain how she was able to arrive at the village that early.
So, Yoriko and Tsuruya are innocent?
I've been telling you that from the start.
I know that from a time standpoint we're suspicious, but Nikkei, aren't you being a bit too harsh? Huh.
Hey, what's with that attitude? You got a problem, Nikkei?
Now, let's stop with the fighting. Now that our suspicion on Tsuruya and Yoriko is cleared, let's get back to the case.
I wonder what the liquid nitrogen was used for then. If it wasn't used for freezing, it was probably used by the culprit for something, right? Seeing how they left it in the room.
No, that's probably a red herring.
A red herring, but the drum barrel had a label written liquid nitrogen on it.
I'm saying they probably just stuck that label onto an empty barrel. The barrel was not for carrying liquid nitrogen anyway. The angle of the label was suspicious as well.
Oh wait, then how did Kokoro get frozen? So it was the fridge.
It must be the Ice Woman's curse after all. There's no other way a person would suddenly freeze.
Maybe. Of course it's not because of the curse, but how did Kokoro's hand freeze? There's definitely something used to freeze in her room, and that is... the refrigerator. Right. Okay. We got it. We got this. There we go. With enough effort, you can milk anything. Oh, God. Oh, cool. It changes after it. Oh, God. It does not change after everyone. That's not the right one. Okay. Oh, this is going to be rough. Oh, God. I need to find the other ID. Oh, there it is. Okay. ID. This is the G. Was it this one? Yes. Okay. I didn't get a great look at it. Oh, man. All I can think of is the Alistair meme. You can't milk those tits. I can milk those tits. Rah! Anywho. It's probably the refrigerator. The refrigerator? The culprit froze Kokoro with a refrigerator?
Excluding the liquid nitrogen, the only thing we're left with is the refrigerator, but...
Is there any proof that the refrigerator was used? Proof the refrigerator was used to freeze Kokoro. Those traces probably should do it. The refrigerator divider in Kokoro's room was a bit loose. Perhaps because the culprit had taken it out to fit Kokoro in and then put it back? Kokoro's quite small, so if they squeezed her right in, she'd definitely fit. Squeeze in? Watch your words.
Not to mention, our refrigerator was set to instant freeze mode. If you've ever used it before, you should definitely know that it's enough to freeze a human being.
Wait, even if it was set to instant freeze, freezing some leftovers and a whole human are completely different. The monochrome file says she was frozen to the point that her cells suffered from necrosis. If she was frozen that badly, that means the culprit left her in for at least a whole day.
Wait, that means Kokoro had to be in there since yesterday at lunchtime.
Yuki, when you were there with me and Tsuruya delivering Kokoro her meal, there was no answer, right? Yeah, but Yoriko said the dinner was gone that night.
That doesn't make sense. Maybe Ruko's lying?
Why would I lie about something like that? They're definitely different, Noevarlo. If your refrigerator theory is correct, that means Kokoro should have been inside the fridge last supper. If Yoriko is the culprit!
Oi, Yuriko never visited Kokoro yesterday. She never even had a chance to enter her room.
Then who delivered the breakfast yesterday? Me, Aroha, and Tsuruya. And you spoke to Kokoro?
Yep, we chatted a while. Kokoro even wrote Lol on her iPad. It was such a lovely time.
That means she was alive at least until then.
Who was there for lunch? Me, Kanade, Shin, and Mr. Tsuruya.
And did you guys meet Kokoro? Of course, she complained about 4 people being too many. Oh wait, it's getting a bit too complicated. Can somebody summarize it up?
Bro, can you get me a piece of paper from your sketchbook? Okay.
You're telling me Emma only went to see her once? Yeah, there's no way.
If we summarize what we talked about, this is our result. Satsuka, your drawing's adorable, and you drew such a good summary.
I hereby name you the taking notes master. Satsuka, you're good at studying, right? Oh, thank you, Aaron.
Enough with this drawing, and let's think about the flow of the case with this.
This, if we simply think about it, Kokoro didn't answer since yesterday night. It means something definitely happened then.
Does that mean the visitors right before then? Shinji, Tsuruya, and the twins all together are the culprits? What? Why are we the culprits?
I doubt that 4 people were accomplices. Especially when the chances of there being even one accomplice is close to 0.
And according to Yuki, somebody must have killed Kokoro after lunch and before supper yesterday.
Wait, that's impossible, I told you. It's impossible to enter Kokoro's room when it's not mealtime. That's a rule Kokoro decided herself. But what if Kokoro broke it? And I saw her dinner disappear, so she should have been alive since then in the first place, right?
That doesn't give enough time to freeze Kokoro.
I have no idea what we're talking about. And that means nobody's capable of murder. If somebody killed Kokoro, they obviously needed to enter a room first. And it wasn't during our visits. I think the refrigerator is the root of the problem. Maybe the culprit didn't use the fridge after all. No, considering the liquid nitrogen was just a red herring. There's no other way the culprit could have possibly frozen her. There's other clues. None at all. Wait, what? But we could have only entered their room during mealtime. This is a complete locked room mystery. This truly is difficult. I honestly can't wrap my head around what's going on.
I knew it. It's the Ice Woman. Monocro, stop the Ohio right now. This isn't a murder, it's a curse. And the class trial. I don't mind at all, but I assume that means you've given up on finding the culprit? Well, that's not... I mean, does a culprit even exist in the first place? It seems like it's impossible for everyone.
Is there any clue pointing towards the culprit? Even a small hint could set us back on the right path.
There's a culprit. This is a case where if you think about the method first, it becomes more difficult. Then how about we break through this thought process by figuring out the culprit first? The evidence pointing toward the culprit, I'm sure you know it, Sora. I have high hopes for you, Sora, so I'll help you out.
Oh, here we go. The logic refresh. Yeah. Right. 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 Take damage. Collect the truth bullets that'll also be flying by. Okay. Shown the 3 truth bullets. Select the correct one. Okay. Here we go. Why is she so sus? Listen. It definitely said there were only going to be 3, but sure. Might help us find the culprit. Okay. That's fine. Neko's not the culprit. Shush. Yay. That's it. The dying message. The dying message that Kokoro had left. If we can figure it out, we can find out who's the culprit.
Yep, that's it.
Dying message? What's that again? It's a hint that the killer left by the victim on their last breath. You said there's a dying message left? Yeah, the icicles inside the refrigerator. It looks like normal icicles, but if you look closely, there are letters written on them. Traces that look to be someone's nail marks, presumably Kokoro's. 1 F-O. The 2 of them are stuck together. Wait, is one penetrating the other? So what does this mean?
A dying message should be more intuitive. This feels like some sort of code or something. It's very easy, actually. I've already identified the culprit using this. What? Kanade, you know who the culprit is?
Who is it?
And then I'm gonna explain right now with this dying message. But we don't know what it means.
Kanade, we're inclined to hear your explanation.
Of course. If we first point out the culprit, then find out the trick they used, it'll be much easier. Now this icicle. It looks like they're randomly placed, but there are exactly 8 of them. And on each end, F and O is written. If you look closely here, 2 of them are stuck together, just like Nikkei said. The penetrated icicle is different from the others, as it has an I written on it instead of O. So that means... F stands for female. There are 8 icicles and 8 of us. O stands for others.
So I literally stands for I, as in myself.
Yep, looks like you at least got a pretty smart brain there, Yuki. One of the 7 O's is penetrating I. Considering it was Kokoro who made this, we can interpret this message as, one of the 7 girls killed me.
Whoa, so the culprit's female. Wait, this alone doesn't pinpoint the culprit at all. All we can get from this is the killer's a girl.
Well, we can take this one step further to deduce the killer's identity as well. What do you mean? Look carefully at the icicles. They all seem similar, but...
Yeah, I was gonna say they're all different lengths. It's Emma!
The I icicle that penetrated the O icicle? The killer's icicle is significantly longer than the others. Keeping up the theory that these icicles represent us girls, the lengths of the icicles are probably
Words, please.
are probably analogous to our heights. Somebody please summarize this for me.
Are you proposing this? The tallest of all the girls is the killer? Huh? That's what the dying message means? That would mean the culprit is... Emma! Look how tall she is compared to everybody else. Like all the other girls, at least. She's even taller than Yuki. The tallest out of all the female students. Emma, is it you? One. Please don't go all, please don't go all, I have a split personality on me, please. 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 Don't do this to me. Here we go. What a lovely day to be average height. Emma, the person the dying message is pointing to has to be you. One.
Emma's the culprit.
How come? Sora, why would Emma be the killer? I don't know exactly. I just solved the dying message just like Kanade told me to. If the tallest person out of the girls is the culprit, it's gotta be Emma, right? Yeah, but still! How could you? Sora, I'm trying my best to find the culprit who killed Kokoro. And you're saying that I'm the culprit? Even if you're joking, that's way too far.
Rara, regardless of the dying message, don't you think it's a bit? Emma was Kokoro's best friend. Not to mention she was the most upset of all of us when Kokoro died.
Yeah, personally I agree. This is going too fast. We don't have any decisive clues either. Maybe our interpretation of the dying message was just wrong.
Are you all a bunch of idiots? Oh, what'd you say? My interpretation's as sound as can be. Once we assume that Emma's the culprit, all the mysteries will not make sense.
How dare you? Why would you think that I'm...
Kanade, you're being mean to Em. There's no way Em could be... Sis? Would you please just shut up? If you're not going to be useful, get out of the way.
Oh my god, that face! Holy shit, definitely killer energy.
Kanade!
And Blaze is like, Blaze is over here. I'm like thinking of a very specific character, and he knows exactly what I'm thinking, and I can tell just by the hee I got over here on YouTube. Kanade definitely the true dom of the yeah. Yeah. She's definitely gonna get, yeah, next killer. Both twins. Kanade's face reminds you of someone? Yeah, that's where I was going with the guy. It's just Leon's sprite. Yeah, but you know who it made me think of. It seems to me Miss Kanade's already solved the case. But judging by the reaction, it feels just like an illusion from Miss Little Sis. Oh my god!
Delusion. Kanade, what's wrong? Sora?
Yes.
You alone believe my reasoning, right? I believe you can figure out how Emma did it without my explanation. If you're lost, I can give you a hint. Emma's talent. Her talent's the key to this.
Emma's talent. Let's try out Kanade's suggestion. Oh, even more interesting. She went... She impersonated Teruya. That's such a huge clue. I hadn't put that together yet. Is it Monica? No. It's the one that I used to text you about how scary their face was. Instead of solving the method to deduce the culprit, let's first pinpoint the culprit and solve how they did it. Alright, let's focus. Yes. Oh, hold the Z button to increase the height. The shield is damaged when you touch obstacles. Okay. This is new. Is this just Flappy Bird? When colliding with the block, damage is taken. The shield gauge can stand a total of 5 hits. When all your power... Okay. Damage varies according to color of the block. 1 for green, 2 for yellow, red is death. Sky blue blocks are laid at the top and bottom. If you touch these, you'll take 1 damage. If you progress through certain stages, a branch will appear. You have approximately 7 seconds to read the question and answer it. After that, go to the corresponding branch. Okay, if the branch is correct, you'll proceed to the next stage. If you're wrong, you'll restart. Selecting the branch, the aircraft does not descend and you can freely move around. If you break through all 3 stages, you'll clear the logic craft. Okay. It's a better surfing game, yeah. Shit. Shit. No! God damn. Fuck me. Oh my god, okay. What is her ultimate talent? Oh, okay. Ultimate actress. Yep. Thank God for invincibility periods are so right. Oh, and the shield resets. Thank God. Okay. Fuck. Ah. Okay, good. What does the ultimate actress do? Act. Okay. Shh. Fuck. Alright, that was much better. Okay. If Emma, which of the following would be possible? Disguise as another person. Much better. Oh.
わかりました。
Yes! Emma's talent. With the talent of ultimate actress, wouldn't it be possible for her to act as someone else? Oh, I'm so sure, Blaze. I'm so sure.
What do you mean?
Our former reasoning was denied because Kokoro's dorm room was locked and we all had alibis. But what if... Wait, what? Oh my god, Kokoro could have been dead for a hot minute. Oh my god, okay. She never left the first time. Oh, that's neat. Okay. Alright, that's not what I thought, but wow, okay. That would explain the icy wig. Which I thought they used to look like a Tori, but no. Oh my god. What if the Kokoro we met was in fact not the actual Kokoro? What? What if Emma was disguised as Kokoro? Which would explain why she took the hand. And what if Kokoro was already dead? Then it would be possible. That's...
You mean the Kokoro we met was actually Emma?
Sora, are you judging me because of my ultimate talent? No, it's not like that. Not only accusing me of murdering my friend, but also judging me because of my talent. Calm down, Emma. I know how you must feel, but... How can I calm down after hearing that? I just want to avenge Kokoro. So I tried my best, but... No, I didn't mean to... Sora, I think you've gone way too far. I'm sorry, but I don't think Emma's the killer, Sora. Let's think again. Maybe Kanade made a mistake. This is too rough on Emma. Emma stole her clothes. Yeah. That would make so much sense. Oh my god, what is with these faces, Kanade? Jesus Christ!
Oh, I made a mistake. I didn't know you were all at the same level as my sister. Disappointing.
Oh my god!
You! How dare! Let's be quiet, Hibiki. I told you I'll solve this for you, so why do you keep being cocky? Unless Hibiki only has to hear me and rely on me. Or I'm sorry, useless Hibiki only has to hear me and rely on me. You know, don't you? Kanade, why? You're so scary. Aside from Kanade's intimidating face, I also believe it's unfair to accuse Emma as the killer. We don't even have any special reason to doubt her.
No. I'll trust Kanade and Sora. I'll take their side too, because I got something sparkling after hearing that. It's too harsh, too harsh.
Simmer down a little, everyone. The class trial is a sacred, honorable place for completing wisdom. So if any conflict has to be resolved with discussion.
I'm sorry, Emma, but this case can't be solved unless Kanade's right. Let's calm everyone down and gradually share my opinion. Here we go. Right. Right. Uh-huh. Right, okay. Here we go. There's some Junko faces. Yeah. Oh. Is it possible to disguise as Kokoro? Okay. I was always with you, so I had no time to disguise.
Kanade-san.
If you hear all my reasoning, then you'll understand why you had to disguise.
Well, that's not it. he's the killer, there's no need for such a big disguise. The Kokoro we met was the actual Kokoro, without a doubt. Isn't it impossible to act completely as someone else? Even if she had perfectly intimidated the appearance, she couldn't have imitated the voice.
Kokoro and Emma have different heights. Isn't it impossible to disguise as another person like that?
Kokoro didn't even get out of bed. We had no chance to check her height. That's definitely right. Even so, this case isn't closed without a way to enter her dorm room. There may be another way to access the dorm room. We just haven't discovered it yet. Okay. I must refute it. Match the points with each other. Here we go. Time.
How do we know that when you weren't even with us for the whole 24 hours?
For disguise.
If you hear my reasoning, then you'll understand why you had to disguise.
Act. To act is her ultimate talent, isn't it? Kokoro didn't even use her voice because of the disease. That's no problem. All right. Here we go. There we go. Yeah. It's not, Junko's not the person I'm thinking of though, Keaton. You guys will understand later.
Wait. There's no end if we keep arguing like this.
I never expected Sora would do this.
So when will we stop arguing? If you assume that what I'm saying is true, then you'll realize the crocodile tears she's been doing.
Kana, you're way too harsh. Okay, fine. Let's assume it would be possible for me to disguise as Kokoro. But even if that's the case, what would it matter? There must be a way for me to enter Kokoro's dorm room for Kanade's logic to make sense. You can say that again! Kokoro's dorm room can only be accessed by Kokoro herself! Whether disguised or not, nobody but Kokoro could open her dorm room without her opening it! This is what we talked about at the beginning, right? Yeah, in this case, the biggest problem is the method of entering Kokoro's room. Whatever trick the killer used, he or she had to have entered Kokoro's room before murdering her. There were only 3 chances for us to enter her room.
You mean during mealtime, don't you?
See, we're going round in circles. There's no use to discuss the disguise in the first place.
What are you talking about, everyone? We definitely had the chance. When we entered Kokoro's dorm room without ever asking for her permission.
You mean we entered her room without being invited in? Kanade seems to know something. I should listen to her more. The dry blood stain. Oh, what do you mean we entered Kokoro's dorm room?
We definitely did after her performance when she fell down suddenly. At that time, we used her student handbook to open the drawer.
Right, we used her fingerprints to open the door.
The Kokoro is still alive at that moment. There's no meaning of entering the room. What if someone took her student handbook there in the middle of the commotion? And what if she left the room with the student handbook? Then she can freely enter the dorm room without hindrance.
And you're referring to me? Surely Kanade's words make sense, but is that all? The locked room mystery must be evidence related to this among what I found when investigating. Let me see. Time we used her student handbook to open the door. We used her fingerprints to open the door. Took her handbook in the middle of the commotion. And what if she left the room with the student handbook? Hello, wing it. I'm a little confused right now.
My main goal is to blow up.
Yeah, Blaze is over here horse racing. Let me go through it again. Kokoro's handbook. What? Wait, was it Kokoro's handbook? Shit. What if it was not? I wish I could remember how to actually read the stuff. Now I'm hitting buttons trying to remember how to actually read them. Oh, there it is. It's the A key. The other one. Monica's balcony. Huh. Hello, Louie Lover. Welcome in. Right. I don't think it's the balcony. Nope, that's not it. Okay, so it's not the wrong room. Maybe I don't need the fingerprints in order to use the handbook. They found evidence that it's possible that that's not it either. Okay. Wrong. I already did this one. I don't know why I thought. Okay. I mean, I guess that makes sense. Whatever. Hello, welcome back, Cloth. Kanade, there's a loophole in your argument. Yeah, great. It's gonna be sucky, and then it's gonna be great because I'm getting double.
A loophole?
If somebody had stolen Kokoro's student handbook, obviously he or she might have entered the room freely. Unless the auto power saving mode was activated.
Auto power saving mode.
You mean the system that automatically turns off the handbook if nobody touches it for a while? Even if somebody stole Kokoro's student handbook, as Kanade said, it's impossible for the one to turn it on after it goes off, unless Kokoro herself tries it. How about touching it constantly so the power doesn't go off? And that's impossible. You can't manipulate other student handbooks with your hands. Well, the power saving system is active. It shares the same recognition algorithm with turning on. It only reacts to the owner's fingerprints. What do you mean? Don't say complicated words. In other words, the handbook would go off unless Kokoro herself was touching it. As everyone else has explained, Kanade, your reasoning doesn't make sense due to this problem. Oh god, it's that face again.
Can I ask everyone here a quick question?
What's this about?
Ero has constantly insisted that this case is because of the curse of the snow girl, right? Yeah, so? Why would you believe in such a thing in the first place? Because the snow girl is known to freeze the ones she hates and take their hands and feet? And Kokoro died in the exact same way, didn't she? That's right. Apparently, Kokoro seems to have been killed in the same way as the snow girl's curse. Or as the official name goes, the Yukiona's curse. Well, anyone but Iroha wouldn't be dumb enough to believe in that curse. Who says I'm dumb? That might even be what the liquid nitrogen was used for, was to take the one arm off first and then put the rest of her in the fridge. Like, if liquid nitrogen was used at all. Which I don't think it was, but like, I don't know, why do you come out with that again? You're not gonna claim it actually was the curse, right? Not at all. But if it's not the curse, then why did the killer choose such a cumbersome method of murder? To promote fear? Nope. Hibiki, please think before you talk. This is obviously a copycat crime, and of course the killer had a reason to do this.
A copycat crime? What's that? Literally means the case that imitates another case in the past. But this time she's saying the case has imitated the legend of Yukiona. And what's the reason for that?
It's obvious. A cover to conceal the trick of the locked room murder. As Sora pointed out, Kokoro's student handbook recognizes nothing but her own fingerprints. It would be turned off even if the other person keeps on touching it. Then, what if the killer had Kokoro's fingerprints?
The reason the killer did such a thing to Kokoro. That evidence at Kokoro's body. That was nothing like the Yukiona's curse. The blood stains. Oh, not that one. Traces on Kokoro's prodi prove it's the curse or not. I guess it's this one. Cut them off, you mean? The killer cut off both of Kokoro's hands because she needed her fingerprints.
Cutting off the fingers to get the fingerprints.
That was it. The elements of the Yukiona's curse was just a cover-up. The true intention was the fingerprints. Wait, that means the killer carried a severed hand just to turn on the student handbook, doesn't it? How would you do that? It's not only the matter of hiding it. There would still be the matter of blood and smell. And another thing is, the killer didn't need to cut off the feet if they only needed the fingerprints.
She didn't have to carry all the hands and feet. As Yariko pointed out, she only needed a fingerprint tip to get the fingerprint. Then why did she cut them all off?
Because if just one finger had been cut, it would have been obvious it was for the fingerprint. It's only after the case when we discovered Coco's body anyway. So the killer could have only had the fingerprint for a while and cut the rest off at a later date. That's what you're trying to say, Kana?
Yep, glad you're starting to be logical.
Just a guess. There's no evidence, and not enough reason to do such a troublesome task for a fingerprint. No, there is evidence. At the time we discovered Kokoro's body, it was just beginning to melt and bleed. But there was a dry bloodstain on the bed. Strange, isn't it? What do you mean, strange? The dry bloodstain was from cutting the fingertip in the beginning. As Setsuka said, the imitation of the legend was just for show. The second island had a great motif for the Yukiona's tale, so she used it to divert our attention. Pretty well done, wouldn't you say?
So how's that? How does that solve the trouble of how she entered the dorm room? Well, it certainly does explain how Emma entered Kokoro's room while disguised as her. And more surprisingly, the one who came out last during the performance. When we brought Kokoro back to her room was... Ta-da! It was Emma! What about it?
If she was the last remaining person in the room, she could have stolen the handbook without being noticed by anyone else. Emma, no, it can't be. This is just as Kanade expected. By spotting the killer first and tracing the case back with information from the killer, we could see what we were missing. Combining the reasoning just came out what we revealed at first. The killer used the foregoing way to bring out Kokoro's student handbook. And after everyone went to bed, she came back to Kokoro's room before the power went off. Perhaps this is when the real and fake Kokoro were switched. She cut Kokoro's finger off and locked her in the refrigerator.
Oh, it connects to the refrigerator check.
My goodness, now we've solved all the problems we had at the beginning. The access to the room, the time needed to freeze the body, and the alibi problem. Yeah, which is why Kanade's gonna be like the killer next round, right, Varlo? She's definitely not a victim. Wait, isn't it strange? I thought losing the handbook is a violation of school rules. If the killer took Kokoro's handbook in that way, she should have been punished.
It's not that strange. This is a theft, not a loss. And the school rules tend to make exceptions for murder.
There was a rule stating that?
Oh yeah, Monocro said so when we opened the door to Kokoro's room and discovered the body. I do believe we're a bit too late on that though.
What do you mean by?
For further reference purposes, let me say it's allowed to break the door down in dire situations. The rules are strict, but it shall be forgiven to break them in certain situations. For instance, a murder. Well, since you did go out of your way to call me, I'll open the door this time.
Oh, the door's unlocked. Kokoro!
Speaking of school rules, in fact, there's another rule the killer violated for this case.
You mean the vandalism, right?
Huh? You're quite smart.
What do you mean, Yuki? Explain it! You said that, big bro. On the day after the performance, you saw the broken Yuki Onna statue at the museum. During your morning jog.
Oh yeah, we talked about the vandalism at that time too. The fact that nobody was punished for the vandalism means... Yep, it was part of the trick.
To increase the plausibility of the Yuki Onna's curse, she destroyed the statue to make it seem as if it awoke.
That's one of the reasons, but the true purpose is different. As you all know now, the essence of the case is the killer's disguise. You can cover skin color using makeup and the clothes by wearing Kokoro's, but what about the hair?
Hearing that, the Kokoro we met was too similar to the original to consider her as a disguise. How did she make that hair? Huh? Maybe it was because of that piece of evidence? Yay! Thanks, Teruya.
これですね。
The dressing room. She took a wig from the dressing room inside the museum.
That's right. Of course, there are so many kinds of wigs at the dressing room. But there wasn't one that resembles Kokoro's hair, was there?
Aroha, do you remember the costume party held at the first night we arrived on the second island?
Yeah, I do.
Do you remember who took care of our hairdressing at that time?
Oh. It was Emma.
But what does the wig have to do with the broken Yuki Onna statue? The connection between the wig and the broken statue? Maybe it's because of that. Oh, let me just read this. You can make a yeah, if it's the right length and color, yeah. I'm thinking this. Oh, what's the question again? Between the wig in the dressing room and the broken statue. Oh boy. Lol, Noivarlo. No, it is Emma. What the fuck? What's the right answer here? Maybe it's this one. No? Between the wig in the dressing room and the broken statue. Might be because of that. Oh, it's just the change. Okay. Maybe it's because of the dressing room prop list?
What's that?
Oh, I saw that too. It's a list that contains the amount of stock for each prop in the dressing room. A list that tells us which wig or clothes amounts to how much, like that. If the killer had taken out the wig to disguise as Kokoro, then the dressing room would have one wig missing from the list. To cover that, she destroyed the statue and took the hair to fill up the inventory. That makes sense. What, did she do something so unnecessary? No one would notice one wig missing. Hiding the disguise was the most important for the killer. so she might have been concerned about such a minor thing. Indeed, the meticulousness was not in vain. Among us, there was one who memorized all of the list and checked for it every single day.
What? Who's the pervert? Sorry, it's me.
Among us.
No, I'm sorry. I don't remember very well, but I feel that I made a mistake by not doing such a thing in the past, so it was a previous work habit too. I can't bear to be without knowing exact quantities of stock.
Even though Teruya had checked it every day, we didn't notice that the wig had disappeared. We can say the killer had been too grandiose. But if the stock had not been filled, Teruya must have noticed the loss, so the killer had the advantage. One of the wigs in the dressing room had pieces of the destroyed statue on it. The inference started from there. Still, we would never have come up with the disguise idea without Kanade's help. Low legion of followers! Welcome in.
No, I was just able to do this because I looked outside the box.
It seems the identity of the killer is being revealed. Emma, if you really are the killer, just confess now. I don't want to argue with you anymore. Are you that eager to accuse me of being the killer? You've ruined my friendship with Kokoro, my ultimate talent, and everything else. And you still haven't had enough.
Don't cry.
I once thought it made no sense to suspect you. But after hearing all that, I can't believe those fake tears. She truly deserves the name of Ultimate Actress. They totally look real. I still can't find out who's telling the truth. If we voted innocent as the killer, everyone but the killer dies, right? If you all have a death wish, so be it. What do you mean? I'm not the killer. All of you are being tricked by Kanade's verbose, yet wrong reasoning. If you pick me, then we will all die. And the real killer's laughing among us. Please think again.
When will you stop that disgusting act? All the evidence incriminates you.
Sora, you said so, didn't you? If Kokoro hadn't have died, maybe thanks to me talking to her, she would have joined us. I wanted to be her friend, no matter what. Which means if I get slain here while I'm innocent, I won't be able to face Kokoro in the afterlife. There's still a chance. Trust me, I will contradict your reasoning. I'll prove to you that I'm not the killer. Let me point out the falsehoods. She is, her acting skill is absolutely insane. Not fooled by the fake tears? Yeah, no. Thanks to Neko playing way too much. Thanks. I've just gotta find one minor flaw in your sound reasoning. And that minor flaw will prove my innocence. I hope I can change your mind. No, I don't think so either, Keaton. Great. Not excited to do another one of this, but... Damn, they had a lot. Oh. Is it really impossible for Emma to commit the crime? Yep, nope. I saw it already.
ことが
There it
打ち
is.
上げます。
Yo. I'll take it. No, it's possible to get out of the monocruise after the door is locked in the nighttime. What? Now you're arguing black is white. Sora, this is not nonsense. It was impossible in the previous island. We got access to something new after the class trial. The balcony door at the 4th floor hall, I mean. Oh, that's right. The balcony door opened after the last trial.
But the 4th floor of the monocruise isn't that low down, right? She could get out of the ship through there, but it's just too risky.
Well, what if she had a rope-like thing to climb down? No way, Yuki. Nobody went through the balcony. A rope-like thing. That reminds me of the testimony about the balcony that I heard. 80%'s not a D. 80%'s a B minus. High C, depending on where you're at.
これですね。
Excuse me, Shinji. Whoa, why'd you call me all of a sudden? Didn't you tell me that you saw something on the balcony side on your morning jog on that day? Oh, you mean that? I think I saw something like a big long cloth being rolled up. So, Emma, according to what Shinji said, wouldn't it be possible for the killer to get out of the ship through the balcony during the night? Of course, it's impossible to come back that way, but we know Hajime did in the last murder. If the killer had come back just after the doors opened, no one would notice her and the perfect crime is achieved. Perhaps what Big Rope saw was the killer quickly retrieving the rope-like thing after coming back from the outside. What? That's just hypothesis. I don't know any such thing. But the time Shinji mentioned exactly corresponds to that day, doesn't it?
Yep, maybe that's why she used it to move out. We've got too much evidence already. Don't you know that the series of hypotheses can be put together as a reasonable argument? Really? Is it really you, Emma? No way! Em did...
To sum it up, the killer could enter Kokoro's room freely from that morning. So we had to recognize the disguised Kokoro was real and a live Kokoro. And that made us believe that the case is a locked room murder after her sudden death. It also makes sense why the only time that Emma ever went to actually deliver the meal was that dinner after, yeah.
In fact, there's another reason to doubt Emma. Since the performance, she's finished her meal very fast because she claimed she had no appetite. She never finished the meal with us. Why? Because she had to act as Coco, if she's the killer, that is. She demanded us to bring her 2 meals a day at the appointed times.
Well, 3 meals a day, but...
So Coco must be in the room at those moments. However, at the same time, Emmy should eat with us to avoid suspicion. Thus, she had no choice but to make a reason to get out of the dining hall and start disguising.
Come to think of it, I believe that was the reason she designated a specific mealtime. It was done by Kokoro herself, but now we all know that she was actually the disguised killer. By setting the exact time, she could decrease the risk of an unexpected situation.
Everything makes perfect sense.
So you're going to doubt me until the end, even though you're all missing one important fact.
There's nothing like that. Stop struggling, because it's getting a bit disgusting.
No, it's a thing that was mentioned before. I'll prove to you that it was totally impossible for me to disguise as Kokoro. Oh boy. Oh, that's a lot. Hold on. I saw Yuki's account. Siobai's account. You're saying I disguised as Kokoro. That's absolutely impossible. I'm an actress, not a voice actor. I can't mimic her voice. And there's a height problem, too. Kokoro and I have completely different heights. Do you really believe I can disguise as her? Of course, these two difficulties could be explained by the disease. But think of it this way. Had there been no disease, would I have been able to disguise as Kokoro? Her disease was diagnosed on the morning day after the performance. The killer should have been prepared to disguise in the daybreak before that. What's this? Was the killer aware of Kokoro's disease in advance? With no other way to overcome the voice and height difference. An endemic disease, what are the chances they would predict that? Again, unless you're an actual god, that's absolutely impossible. She's denying the charge on and on. There must be a loophole. Uh-huh. Well... slightly different heights. I think this is it. Nice. Fantastic. Emma, did you just say an endemic disease? What about that? That's weird. Those who weren't with us at Siobai's examination shouldn't know that. Kokoro's been suffering from an endemic disease. Those who weren't with us? Everyone except me, Rara, Ruki, and you. And Dr. Siobai and Patient Coco. You weren't there, Emma. How did you know that Kokoro's disease was endemic? What are you talking about? You said that in the dining room. No, we only said the disease is a rare one, not an endemic one. One?
And surely you should know, because Kokoro, as the examination, was actually you, Emma. Tongue slip coming all the way down here. You're getting quite nervous, I guess.
Oh my gosh, you can't take it back now! Wait, I just said that it might be an endemic disease.
What?
See, the both islands we've been to are tropical. I just naturally got the image of an endemic disease. No, you didn't. It's just a coincidence, and now you're picking on such a minute thing. Pathetic! The lamest excuse I've ever heard! And it's not important whether disease is endemic or not anyway, is it? The point is, how did I know that Kokoro was suffering a disease beforehand? Indeed, the killer must have started to prepare for a disguise before the examination result came out. So it makes a contradiction if she hadn't been aware of the disease. You get it? Now you know that you were all wrong, don't you?
Well, I have an objection. Was the result true in the first place? Like this.
What do you mean? Even if Kokoro was actually Emma, the disease itself was diagnosed by Siobai, wasn't it?
Oh, really? Then let's ask him right now. To Mr. Doctor there, who hasn't said a single word yet.
Oh, he actually hasn't said anything until now. Hello, Alex. What were you doing? Don't bother me. I'm busy arranging details of my last business transactions. There are more than 20 businesses that must be dealt simultaneously. I have to prepare for alternatives since I'm wasting my time stuck in here.
Jesus, what does he think this life at stake trial is for?
Siobai, I'm sorry, but I wanted to ask you something. Ask what? You deduce the killer, then the trial's all over, isn't it? Stop wasting time and put an end to it. There still remains the final objection, and we need your testimony to break it, Siobai. During the inspection, you said that, right? You knew the killer from the beginning, and she made a huge mistake?
He said what? Siobai, was your examination real?
You guys, I have a creed too, as a broker, got it? The examination was no favor, it was a business deal. What do you want about? Never reveal information about the customers and the business details. That's my creed as a broker. But this is a class trial! Are you gonna stick to that creed crap when your life's at stake? Of course I'm not. The most important thing is my life, you know. Well, however, fine. I'll give you a special service this time then. My business partner was Kokoro Mitsume, technically. And I feel no need to respect a dead woman. Wait, Siobai. This is the request I received from Kokoro Mitsume. I was attacked by the Void. I want to blow the cover of the Void who attacked me, so please make a false examination for my safety. And deliver that fake result to the others. I said wait.
Wait, what? So you mean Kokoro wasn't sick at all?
Hello, Yuki! Welcome in! Siobai on that destructive capitalist grind set. So real. So true. So money-grubbing of him.
That's a little different. That request was not made by the real Kokoro in the first place.
You said you know who the killer is, Siobai. Then do you mean that you got who she was just by that request? Because it was weird, obviously. I wouldn't leak you this, so she could have spoken when there were just the two of us. She used the tablet PC to converse even in front of me. Moreover, Emma Magarobi, that woman said that her body is as hot as lava after Kokoro Mitsume fell down. Why did she say so when Kokoro Mitsume was attacked by the Void and not suffering a disease?
Maybe she got burnt with wounds?
On reflection, we just acted upon Emma saying she's got a fever. After taking her to her room, we only drugged her or put a wet towel on her face. This is obviously a measure for disease, not for attack.
It seems Emma had it out a bait for us. She's got a fever, inducing us to think of a disease. She used Sobai's examination and nailed it down.
And we haven't ever imagined that her disease would be a lie indeed. I wasn't with you at the time, but the story sounds awkward even to me. A healthy person suddenly gets disabled by an unknown endemic disease? Yeah, it's definitely awkward. I see. She carefully used her words to distract our attention from the suddenness of the examination result. However, that made her get caught by Siobai. On the contrary.
What do you mean?
It doesn't make sense at all. Emma Magarobi talking about a fever, and Kokoro Mitsume talking about the attack. Of course, I didn't notice the disguise at the time, but I got when the murder took place and who the killer is.
And we didn't have to wonder if you told us earlier. Why didn't you say that?
I told you, I have a creed, shorty. But, well, now you have exposed everything, so I felt I don't have to keep it to myself. The secret everybody knows is no more a secret.
It's checkmate, Emma.
No, wait a minute. Something's wrong. I'm not the killer. Sorry, Emmy, but it seems like nobody's on your side anymore. Me too. I first thought that Kanade's reasoning was wrong.
My reasoning is perfect.
Wait, we haven't discussed how the killer dealt with the body yet. I was outside the room when the body was discovered. I couldn't have done anything at that time.
You could do that treatment in the morning. After you stopped disguising yourself, you didn't have to open the door for us. So you could do your job whether somebody else visited or not. By job, you mean the final step, right? Yep. Take frozen Kokoro out of the refrigerator. And cut off the hands and feet to hide the severed fingertip.
And then the room would be full of blood, wouldn't it? There was no such trace.
Not at all. She was fully frozen down to the cells, so there's no risk of blood spill. Maybe only flesh would splash. Terrible. Then rearrange the refrigerator partitions back to the original and put a liquid nitrogen labeled drum for a distraction. Finally, get out of the room and everything's perfect.
Wait, there's one thing that bothers me. Kokoro was frozen by the quick freeze mode of the refrigerator, right? Not by the liquid nitrogen. No matter how long the freezing was, it must melt if exposed to the room temperature for hours. Indeed, there was blood coming out from the cut surface of the hands and feet. But it was very little. Shouldn't it melt faster in room temperature? That's what the dry ice was for. The point is that the melting speed was too low. Perhaps it's because the killer used that tool to keep the body cool.
これですね。
That's because the killer used dry ice. Dry ice! When the body was discovered, there was cold air and white fog in the room. At first, we believed it was liquid nitrogen, but it was actually dry ice. Indeed, the bag of dry ice was at the crime scene. She maintained the temperature with dry ice in order to prevent the frozen body from melting.
How is it? You don't have anything to refute, right?
I want to see Emma crash out. Me too, DBZ Trunks fan. I want to see her crash the fuck out. Why are you being so harsh to me? I didn't do anything wrong. I just wanted to avenge Kokoro. The reasoning based upon coincidence makes me guilty. Abby! God, enough already. When will you ever stop? Sora, you understand, don't you? I'm not the killer. Please persuade them for me. We're all about to be up. Which side would this reaction be? An act or truth? All the evidence is indicating Emma is the killer. It's nothing but her being stubborn. Let's present the final evidence to break down her insistence. Be nice to stay the act until the very end? Maybe. Okay, it's this one. Okay, we got this. Voice shooting normal words. Green ones need to be done twice. 6 bullets. Shift to reload. Right. Okay. And we did get a perk for this as well. Oh, what is that? Harley Quinn-esque. Oh, here we go. Okay. Oh, that's the perk. Okay, hold on. I don't need to shoot these twice. There it is. This is it. Okay. Both cannot coexist in one place. Yeah. There were 3 this time? Hold up. The Walking Dead guy with the spiked bat. I thought that Quinn also had a spiked bat, but okay. Hold on. It does take forever. I wasn't expecting a Harley Quinn. Count the references for this. For the Quinn reference, it's a norm. Oh, okay. 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 I have one thing to ask everyone. Has anyone ever visited Kokoro with Emma? Uh-huh.
Oh, that's,
Of course there isn't anyone. Because the Kokoro we saw during the visit was Emma herself. If Emma came to visit, there'd be nobody in Kokoro's dorm room. What are you talking about, Sora? I definitely visited Kokoro's room. Don't you remember, Yuki, Tsuruya? That's true, I went there with Emma. On our way out of the dining room, I came to her and suggested to go together.
And did Kokoro open the door at that time?
No, it was last evening. The first time Kokoro didn't open the door for us.
Well, obviously, how can it be open when Emma's outside the room?
Instead, what Yuki said just makes her more and more suspicious. The excuse that she had no appetite was in order to leave fast and disguise as Kokoro. So as a result, Emma actually never went for a visit with us. So much for caring about Kokoro when you didn't even visit her. I didn't. More like couldn't. Perhaps it was an unexpected event for her to receive the suggestion from Yuki. She did try to get out of it the first time. At that time, indeed. Emma, just give up. You have no defense at this point. No arguments to refute now. Let's summarize the case once again. Then you won't be able to refute anymore. Nope, I think we're good here. Okay. Here we go. Performance. Okay. Okay. There we go. Do-do. This room when everyone else is asleep. I guess. Yep, okay. Yuki Onna statue. Okay. Finish till their preparation. Okay. Okay. This one. Then probably this one. This one, and then this one. I'm assuming this is the right order. Nope. Okay. Then it's this first. And then they replaced it. I saw the wigs. There was definitely an Ibuki wig in there, and I was just like, oh my god. This guy's... And we were tricked into realizing... Okay. There we go. No, she was able to give her... Yeah. I agree. Body discovered. Okay, so it's gonna be this one. Then this one. Then this one. Then this one. Unless... It might be the icicles here, but I think it's this one. No, it's the icicles. Okay. Okay. Before the body discovery announcement, D-Drum puts liquid nitrogen label on it. Okay. This, and then this, and then this. What? Okay. That's not what I wanted to do, but I guess, okay. I can say no to this. Cancel. Shush, Legion of Followers! It was 1 ounce. Don't be mad at me. How am I doing this one wrong? Preparations. Dry ice. And then... And I accidentally clicked the wrong button again. Naked Gray Man is always the highlight. It's gotta be this. This one doesn't even make sense. So maybe this one? Maybe this is first. Want a hint? Let me just think about it a little more. Want a Scooby? No, I don't want a Scooby snack. An idea for a Danganronpa fan project where the idea is that the mastermind accidentally died earlier and the final conflict is with their alter ego? Okay. I'm thinking maybe they did the barrel first. It's kind of like an easy thing to do. Maybe that's what's wrong here. We're gonna do it like this.
これが真実です
There it is. Case began with the performance Setsuka set up. During the performance, Kokoro suddenly fell down. At this moment, the culprit said her body is hot as lava to make it seem like she has a disease. But in fact, it was actually an attack by the killer amongst the commotion. We immediately brought Kokoro to her dorm room. We used her finger to turn on the student handbook. It can only be turned on by the owner's fingerprint. This was used later by the killer. The killer pretended to worry about Kokoro and left the room last. It was to steal Kokoro's student handbook. Soon, the nighttime came, and the killer went back to Kokoro's dorm room after everyone was asleep. After seeing no one was watching her, the killer started preparation with ease. First, she tied up Kokoro and cut off her fingertip. This was because she needed Kokoro's fingerprint. After she had stopped the bleeding, she put Kokoro into the refrigerator. The refrigerator had enough size for a person as small as Kokoro when the partitions were removed. The culprit then set the refrigerator to instant freeze to freeze Kokoro to death. Then the killer started to prepare for the disguise. The key of this murder was to disguise as Kokoro, thus pretending as if Kokoro was still alive. For that, she collected Kokoro's clothes, but she still needed the hair part for the perfect disguise. Here, the killer took interest in the museum dressing room and started their plan from there. She had to get ready for the disguise before the next morning. But it was impossible for her to get the museum as nighttime had already come. So the killer used a rope-like thing to jump down from the monocruise through the balcony at the 4th floor. Arriving at the museum, she took out a wig that looked similar to Kokoro's hair from the dressing room. Yeah, okay, so it's Makoto's and, is that Makoto or is that Hajime? I think it's Makoto's. And Ibuki's hair. And yeah, that's it. It is Makoto's. Okay. This made a loss in the dressing room props list. So she destroyed the Yuki Onna statue and used its hair to fill the list instead. The destruction not only helped cover the loss, but also gave us the sense that the Yuki Onna had awoken. Considering the body's state we discovered, it worked out perfectly. On the next morning, the killer came back to the monocruise right after the door opened to remove the evidence at the balcony, and used Kokoro's student handbook to send a request to Siobai. I was attacked by the void and want to conceal myself to find that void. So please make a false examination upon me and tell my disease to the others. That was the request. Siobai the Scrooge accepted the request, but felt something wasn't quite right as he saw the disguised killer. Remaining silent even in front of Siobai himself, and the situation that contradicts with "she's got a fever" mentioned by the killer last night. Perhaps he was able to spot the killer based on these two inconsistencies. Well, no, one is from the first game and the other's from the second, Chugs fan. Anyway, his false examination made us believe that Kokoro had been suffering from a disease, which allowed the killer to overcome the biggest challenges of this disguise: voice and height. In addition, the killer required us to bring meals for her at specific times, for that she was disabled. This was to reduce the risk of an unexpected situation, and to disguise more easily. Still, the killer had to finish her meal earlier to disguise as Kokoro in advance, and this made her look more suspicious. For a few days after that, we delivered meals to the disguised killer and saw the face of Kokoro. So nobody ever noticed that Kokoro was dying at that very moment. At the same time, Kokoro was gradually being frozen in the refrigerator. But she left a dying message with her last strength. She broke 8 icicles that were created by the instant freeze mode and carved F on the front and O on the back with her nail. Then on the last icicle, she carved I instead of O and penetrated the longest icicle through the eye to complete the message. The icicles made 8 females, namely the tallest girl among females was the one who killed I. In other words, Kokoro. Indeed, the killer was the tallest among the females. We couldn't have noticed the killer without the dying message. I'm gonna snooze the ad break real quick. Actually, Twitch Live, I'm gonna let it run so that we can make sure you guys get to see the execution. As time had passed, Kokoro finally died and the killer gave up on their disguise. This morning, using the empty drum and the bag of ice she collected the night before, she prepared to finish her crime. First, she put a liquid nitrogen label onto the drum so that we mistake the freezing method as the nitrogen, not the refrigerator. Then, she took out Kokoro's frozen body and cut her hands and feet off. It was to prevent us from coming up with the idea of the fingerprint from the cut fingertip, and also to pretend that the Yukiona's curse had been cast. Then she put dry ice onto Kokoro's body to slow down its melting and left the room. All that remains is for us to feel something suspicious as we deliver her meal, and eventually discover her body. The killer this time was fairly cunning and careful. In fact, we might not have noticed her identity if Kokoro had not left the message. Please do remember that V3 is still considered spoilers in this chat. I've played it, chat has not. The killer who murdered Kokoro. I mean, it literally says it in the pinned message. Could be nobody but you, Emma Magarobi, the ultimate actress. Neko right, Neko right, Neko right, nyahaha. Hee 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 hee, yay. Neko's right. Nobody but me. You said nobody but me. Huh. It's a failure then. We know the who, but what about the why? Yeah, I'm kind of... Oh, if that 50 kills me. Oh, I did get a D rank. Ouch. Ow. I might have to redo that after, like, at another time. Ow. Ow. You gain 2 skill points. 22,180 crow coins, though. And 1,600 rank C coins. Okay. That's a lot of money. You know, if you're gonna be mean about it, Legion of Followers, I'm gonna ban you from the channel. It's not coming off as affectionate. Just, let's keep the tone. Okay, okay? Lag spike. Oh gosh, are we spiking? I'm not seeing any issues. I'm like checking it right now. I'm not seeing any.
You finally reached your conclusion. But as you know, it's your second trial. There's only one chance to get it right. Let's find out whether your conclusion was true or not. Ladies and gentlemen, vote for the killer with the button in front of you. Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be?
This is tiny. I should really make it. Hold on. Let me pause this real quick. I want to do something real quick. Let me add another source. I'm gonna do this real quick. Give me a second. We're gonna real time, because I know the execution's gonna be tiny like this. How do I have this set up? Duncan. Do I have, is this it? Okay, so it's a window capture. Okay. This'll do. Okay. Here we go. We'll make a duplicate of this, right? And we'll make it, I'm gonna actually like crop this.
Say money can't buy
By happiness, look at the fucking smile on my face. Go. And put it like right there. And I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna scroll down with it. And I'm gonna put it like, scroll down some more, put it right above Alice, and then make it the same size. And then I'm gonna quick off, make a button for this on my thingy. I need an OBS one. Source visibility is what I'm looking for. Dangan fix is what I'll call it. The scene is on this scene. The source is window capture 2. Copy this. I'm gonna just put it right like here, I guess. Replace that. Yeah, that works. Okay. So that should do, hold on. Let me make sure I've got the right thing on. If I turn it like that, yeah, there we go. Okay, now I've got a button that'll put this on. Yay! Yay! Yeah! Would you like to save? Yes, we want to save.
That's right! Miss Emma Magarobi was the culprit of this murder case. A rightful verdict indeed. I must say, your performance was splendid.
Emma! Damn it! We had the right answer. Emma was the killer. We already worked it out through the trials, so everyone must have voted for her with confidence. But knowing the answer beforehand didn't make this any less of a shock. Having to accept that one of your classmates committed murder? Why? Just why? Kokoro was your close friend. Why did you kill her, Emma?
Why would you ask her that when there's one possible reason? It's 'cause she's a void. Aren't you a void, Machan? Huh?
Oi.
Hey, isn't it too early to decide that? How can we be so sure being a murderer equals being a void?
It would be best if Emma explained it to us herself. Emma, tell us the reason why you murdered Kokoro.
No need to mind my presence, Miss Magarobi. Speak freely as you desire. Alright, what is he talking about?
Yare.
Your abilities far exceed Mr. Makanouchi's, so I put my trust in you. You may use your remaining time any way you want. Having remained silent since the end of the trial, Emma suddenly let out a deep breath and began talking. Oh, she is. There's no particular reason. I did it because I'm a void, just like you said. And that's all. Just like Hajime was, I'm Mikado's co-conspirator. And ally, too. I'm sorry if you expected something heroic from me. Emma's beautiful face became contorted as she spoke. It looked surprisingly similar to Hajime's appearance in the last trial.
Void. See, I told you.
But the voids! Weren't they no longer willing to work with Mikado after he betrayed them? Betrayed, yes. Hajime died, and we weren't told we would die for real also. From our perspective, it's true that Mikado betrayed us. Then why? Why did you murder somebody? It's too late to turn back. As voids, we cannot be saved even if we decide to not follow our plan at this point. If we antagonized Mikado and helped you escape this island, there would be nothing left for us. But you didn't have to go as far as murder. I don't know what your motive was, but we could have helped you overcome it. It's not something that can be magically solved like that. You don't know anything about us. We have our own reasons for doing this.
Is that why you killed Kokoro? Was it to carry out the plan as a member of Void?
Kokoro said that Hajime's murder was planned in advance. They must have a goal that should be accomplished no matter what. Even if it means killing somebody and risking execution. So, Emma was supposed to murder too? That is one point that I find strange as well. I'm certain it wasn't Miss Magarobi's turn yet.
What do you mean?
Allow me to give a brief explanation. Each of the 5 voids has to commit a murder in a set order. I believe Mr. Makanouchi has mentioned this before. Of course, anyone else is welcome to kill. You may consider this as a safeguard against deadlocks. If only voids commit murder, other voids with knowledge of the kill order would instantly know the identity of the culprit long before the trial.
It would be like watching a mystery TV show after being spoiled at the ending. Neither fair nor entertaining. However, it's surely a great merit to know who is supposed to murder next.
Then, if it wasn't Emma's turn yet... I was perplexed after realizing who the culprit was. The occurrence of a non-void murder was within my expectation, but voids muddling the kill order? It would have been nice if I was informed of this in advance. I am sorry, Mikado. I messed up the reenactment. No need to apologize. Although you may not have noticed it, you reenacted the case to a fine extent. Kokoro Mitsume, because that woman got on my nerves. I had to kill her. But you were really close with her. Why? Since I'm going to die soon, I'll tell you. It was when we were watching the twins' performance. What's the matter, Kokoro? The concert's still going on. Why did you want to have a talk all of a sudden?
This is also for your own sake. I hope you understand. Emma, you've been encouraging me to join the rest of you for the past few days, correct?
Right. Oh, do you finally want to join us? I believe you can suppose so, but only under one condition. A condition? I have plans to cooperate and resolve this situation with the rest of us, if you decide to work with us, Emma. What do you mean by that? I don't know. Can't you understand? My condition is for you, a member of Void, to stop working for them and join us. What are you talking about? Me, a Void? I admit you have done a great job so far, but your acting won't work here. You cannot deceive me, Emma Magarobi. You are a Void. Don't worry. If I had intended to reveal your identity to everyone, I would have already done so. I know a few others who are quite likely to be in Void as well. Still, I am proposing this offer to you because you always approached me with a friendly attitude. I think you will be able to be of great help. I hope you do not make unwise decisions here, such as attacking me. I am not impudent enough to talk one-on-one with a dangerous individual like you. Besides, everyone will witness your crime, even if you do succeed. I have asked Teruyo Tori to act as my bodyguard a few days ago. He should be watching us now. If you're planning any tricks, give up. And what do you want? Just as I said, come to our side. Tell everyone that you are a Void. And share any information you have about Void and Mikado Sanoji. We need the Void's information in order to work out the problem. In fact, I have a fairly convincing suspicion about who Mikado Sanoji might be. If the Void's testimony backs it up, we may be able to escape this island. There are 2 more Voids among us. If I become a traitor, you know what they'll do. No need to be concerned. I believe I know who they are. If you choose to join us, I will make them follow you to join our side. It's easy to say that. We Voids have a reason to be committed to our plan, even as far as to resort to these dirty methods. I don't know how you managed to expose me, but I can't back down here, even if it's against you, Kokoro. Do you know our pain? Our suffering? If you know so much, why don't you try your almighty mind reading on me? At last, you expressed your honest feelings. 1. For the last few days, Emma, you constantly tried to get along with me. As the ultimate actress, you played a pure-hearted friend with a level and sincerity that even I couldn't doubt. Of course, your real purpose was to keep watch on me, someone who poses a threat to Void. She was so smart it wraps back around. Yeah. Your overly perfect kindness, nothing but purity in your mind. I was able to notice that you're a Void using these hints. But at the same time, I wanted to know how you truly felt. Regardless of your intent, you were the first to become this close to me. Kokoro. Finally, after pushing you this far, I can now understand you. Which makes me want for you to join us even more, Emma. But don't worry. Whether it's about your father or your adoptive parents, we'll do the best we can to help. What? I told you earlier because you showed me your honest feelings. I can understand you now. When I read a defenseless person's mind, I can naturally see their feelings. Your dark past, Void's motives, I saw how it was all like. You saw it? I apologize for doing it without your consent, but this was the only way to convince... Emma? No. This emotion is a twisted... No, a monster. Oh my god. I'll do whatever you say. I'll bring money. Please don't hurt me. Wait, Mr. Otori. That's... I see. Ms. Mitsume touched Ms. Magarobi's raw nerve.
What are you talking about?
なんちゃって
Ms. Magarobi lived a terrible past, which she absolutely loathes to recall. I could say it's similar to psychological trauma. The mere act of recalling it's enough to cause her seizures, even in normal settings. When it combined with her complex feelings and the shock from being exposed, Ms. Magarobi couldn't control her emotional outburst anymore.
So it was an accidental murder then? Now I understand why Emma committed murder when it wasn't her turn.
Uh-huh! Oh. That's so it was supposed to be the twins' turn. She wanted to help Emma. She really touched. Yeah.
I'm sorry, everyone. As Emma just said, the day after I woke up on the island, Kokoro gave me a personal request. Said she was gonna focus completely on finding the voids.
Oh, I'm so sure Kanade's a member, okay? In fact, I'm so sure that the two of the twins are going to commit the next murder. And it's going to be a double murder instead of a double kill. That's my prediction for next chapter.
And is concerned about why other voids targeting her. She told me to watch her from a close distance and come to help in case something happens. She must have chose you because you were at least likely to be a void.
Wait a minute, Kokoro said that. She made a whole announcement to tell us that she's not going to care whatsoever about void.
She said it was to deduce the voids. She wasn't sure who was in void.
Put $1 in the prediction jar. If we put $1 in for every prediction that Neko got right, Shat would owe me so much money. Yeah, Keaton, we're pretty sure that this is also a simulation, just like 2 was. Okay, I haven't played this one. I've played other games in the series, but I haven't played this one. But what if I don't want a cloth? Oh, God, stretch. Yeah, me too, Legion of Followers. I'm broke.
Ow.
Was that? Yes, that's me. What? I don't know.
She said it was to deduce the voids. She wasn't sure who was in void. So she pretended to be ignorant and worked in secret.
Kokoro really wanted to help us.
I couldn't save her. I was distracted by the concert and took my eyes off. I left Kokoro to be attacked and die right under my nose.
You don't have to feel responsible, Teruya. No one would have expected to attack her in a crowded place like that.
Yeah, and that would mean it's our fault too for doing the concert. If Kanade and I looked more closely at the audience, this wouldn't have...
I know the audience was looking toward the stage, but why didn't the twins see that?
Kanade always closes her eyes when playing the guitar. And I can't see very far when I'm focusing on communicating with people on the front lines.
Stop it. This isn't the time to blame everyone. We were just unlucky that all these events happened at once. Free time, some of Emma's favorite item Wait, Emma's favorite items are bondage related. Don't you mean Kanade's though? Emma's Hello, Stylish. Welcome in. Emma too? Oh, interesting. It's already done, but I don't regret it. It was bound to happen someday. After all, this is a curse ingrained in my memory. Even if Kokoro did not bring up my past, I would never have betrayed Void.
それでも
As a Void, I will put everything in the one last hope we have. Oh, 1 second, chat. Let me take a drink here. Oh. Yes. Okay. I drank, Jesus! How many times has the bot broke with the fish? Not a lot, actually. Not since I fixed it. Even if it costs you your life? Kokoro was so calm when she was dying. Yeah. Yes. Besides, I would be no better than a dead person if the plan fails. Really? You really have no regrets? Big Sis has a gut feeling that you really felt happy when you were with Kokoro. Same when you were with us. Hajime said he enjoyed being with us too. She's right. Void's only doing this because they were forced to by some unknown reason. It's not too late. You can recompense for what you did later. For now, don't you think we should work together to give that Mikado a big kick in the butt? Mikado, I'm done. Start my execution now. Would it be alright? I can't. I don't think I can face you all any longer. If I stand here for another moment, I won't be able to remain a Void. No one but Emma herself would ever know whether she was putting on an act or not. Time to count the references? Oh boy. But I could tell that she looked incredibly distressed at that time. Knowing that a classmate committed murder, hearing that she was a Void. Troubled by the mixed feelings, everyone had lost their words and merely stood watching her. I'll say one last thing. Shinji's plan. I don't think it was fundamentally in the wrong direction. If we had another way out, we wouldn't have agreed to join this nasty plan. Hajime felt it, and I did too. If we had met you in another setting, we would have stayed as good friends. But while the plan is in action, all of this process means nothing. No matter what you do, the outcome is already set. Just like how I'm about to die despite my struggles.
The outcome is already set.
Though I will die as another sacrifice to the plan. And you should try working against it in the way you believe in. And that's all I can say. Ugh! Emma, are you okay with that? It's your last chance. Can't you tell us something to strike back at Mikado with at the very least? Your words are of no use. The other Voids, as well as Miss Magarobi, have already realized the state they're in. This is their only choice, and they must put every bit of themselves in this plan.
Just what is this plan you keep mentioning? I can't logically put together anything you or the Void say.
どうしましょうかね。
Well, it would not make much of a difference even if Ms. Magarobi or I told our plan to everyone here. As Ms. Magarobi said, the outcome's already set. Everything in here is only a step leading toward that outcome. In any case, we should salute Emma's determined resolution. Keeping calm in her current position isn't an easy task to do. We salute to her resolution. This is Magarobi's favorite type of joke. Oh. I don't care. Just kill me. Alright. I'm glad to have worked with such an outstanding person. It's almost a shame that I have to execute her myself. But are you certain about this? The subject of death is not something to be taken lightly. Even more so than you think. Only a few minutes left. You'll be executed shortly after. Prepare to take in the full experience of the last moment of your life.
Since the atmosphere has cooled down, this looks like a fitting moment to begin the execution. I've prepared a special punishment for the Blacken of this case, Miss Emma Magarobi, the ultimate actress.
To die. I'm going to die. Hold on, don't start it yet. I think I'm scared.
Then shall we start?
I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I still want to live. I don't want to be killed.
Punishment time!
Emma's been found guilty. Time for the punishment. Oh, well, there's a Harry Potter. Am I gonna get demonetized for the Harry Potter opening? Team Void Pictures, Jesus. Bye, Fluffy.
Why so serious?
Okay, the Joker, obviously. Oh! Interesting that they're using this version. Oh my god. I mean, she was an actress. Jeez. Thanks, Keaton. So many references. You're right, Blaze. That's a good execution. It's not too, oh my god, I did it I let it go during the ad. Oh my god, I'm awful. I'm so sorry. I wasn't paying attention. Oh my god. Thanks, Keaton. I'm sorry. You did time the Monokuma. I don't know how you timed the Monokuma. Please do clip it, Hibari. Put it in the Discord. I feel awful.
Poor woman, you were never paid back for your efforts. Farewell. May her remains rest in peace.
Well, at least you got to see it, Keaton. An excellent colleague, I must say, but you two were average being in the end. Begging for your life at the last minute, a pure disgrace.
Please, no more. How? How long do we need to keep doing this?
Damn it! Damn it! Is it over? Can I leave now? Hey you! What's up with that attitude when you done nothing? Shouldn't you be used to it by now? I say, mind your own business.
Xiaobai, I don't care what you do, but aren't you in need of a way to get out of this place too?
I can look after myself. Quit bothering me. Was it Emma Magaropi? I heard her speaking. Kokoro Mitsume, that woman. What she said back then, it was quite bothering. Her death might have been a greater loss than I thought.
Boy.
What is he talking about?
You just stepped out?
Well, everyone, thank you for your hard work. Although there may be less of us now, let's not lose our spirit and return to a normal life. Even happiness itself will be frightened to come at your despondent looks.
He's a spiteful person even till the end.
Second class trial was over. The culprit of the second murder was executed. Regardless who she really was, this was the death of a friend who we spent the past few days with. Like I did in Hajime's case, I wasn't able to get used to this feeling. And all that remained in the courtroom was an extremely unpleasant feeling. Even Setsuka and Shinji, who had been our pillars of strength, kept silent as if they'd lost their energy.
Stop crying, Iroha. Guys, I don't know what to say, but let's not give up here. Oh, not this. Man, what would they have said at a time like this? Damn.
Everyone?
I never thought I'd agree with Mikado. Big sis. Huh. You guys snap out of it!
Ibiki? Hello, Kirby, Star Warrior. Welcome in.
What are you doing? Even Mikado said so. We shouldn't be let down. Let's return to our normal life. Are you gonna stay up all night here, huh?
Did she have an alternate personality or something?
Honestly, I'm feeling a lot of guilt right now. Aji and M, I was the indirect cause of both their murders. We threw the party that led to Ree dying because I was complaining all the time. And Suga played the concert where Coco was attacked also because of me.
Yeah, right. So what? Isn't this where you normally start crying like a baby?
Be quiet! And yeah, this is a hard time. But if I keep being peevish and whiny, I'm gonna make another murder happen.
Not at all. It's not your fault. Don't put the blame on yourself.
No, I realized I had to change when Suka cheered me up last time. And even more so, I don't want to be a burden to the rest of you.
Guess we should do something too to match up with Little Beaky's heartwarming speech.
Who are you calling Little Beaky?
Right, Emma's words gave me confidence to my belief. Voids are victims too. I have no idea about their purpose, but they felt some sense of intimacy with us and fellowship with each other. They're being a part of this plan only because they had no other choice. If we find another way to help them, we could solve everything. I won't let more people die. I won't give up. Guys, cheer up. We'll get through this. Everyone. It seemed as if Hibiki brought the depressing atmosphere back to life. If you think about it, wouldn't she be the person who changed the most upon coming to this island? After going through a series of events, Hibiki had now developed a mature and motivating attitude. With a few exceptions, of course. Like how we will.
What?
If you're gonna keep playing friends with each other, leave me out. I'm gonna do this by myself now.
Okay, what's the matter all of a sudden?
It's not all of a sudden? Didn't I tell you this was an overly complacent approach? Shinji and Void are victims too? But so what? That doesn't make them any less of a criminal. And we don't know when they're gonna come after us. Well, I'm not keeping you back if you still want to call them friends and whatnot.
本気で言ってるの?
Oh, what? You promised to be in our group, and now you're taunting on us like it's nothing?
Are you in Void? Is it because you're in Void?
Think whatever you want. It's just that I can't trust that your naive approach will work. From this point on, I'm on my own like Siomai. Good luck with that strange Terraria guy. Jeez, that fellow, why is he suddenly acting like that? Suddenly might not be the right word. Nick seemed to have his own complaints even before the murder.
Huh, he can be on his own. I don't want to let him join either. Then shouldn't we all start moving?
Sure. We'll think of what to do next after getting back up. Roha, do you feel okay now?
Yeah, I'm sorry for the mess earlier.
Yuki, we should go. If he's not Void, then he's the next victim. I find it very likely. Actually, you know what would be like even funnier? If you know, so like, you know how I'm predicting that the twins kill next? What if they're not Void? And they kill Nikke next because he is Void. That'd be even more interesting. I don't know. He might be next. Either this chapter or next chapter, probably. Let me think. Has seen the despair and the monster that spares back? I don't know. You know, he did say a non-void murder is possible. That's true. Maybe. I don't know. Do I see him as a victim, though? I think that if Kanade and Hibiki were going to kill him, that would make sense. But I honestly don't see him... I don't know that I see him as a victim. I don't know. He definitely... He definitely has an attitude problem. But whether or not he, I don't know that he's a victim. Hello, Lady of Crows. Zuya, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Who wouldn't in a situation like this? I don't know. Let me think about it. I'll have an answer for you guys next time. Did the trial end? Yes, we're just ending. We're at just the the post-execution stuff. Good night, Keaton. Have a good night. We'll be ending rather soon. Yuki, we should go. Yuki? Huh? Wait, what? Oh, yeah, we should leave. What's wrong? You were spacing out.
Yuki was a big fan of them. I know how you feel, but try to chat for M, Yu.
It's not because of that.
Huh? Did I say something I wasn't supposed to?
How difficult was it? I mean, I got a D rank. Looks like everyone's not in their best condition. It's understandable, though.
They're still meeting and trying to stay bright, so let's bear this hardship together. up, Kanade? This isn't like Hibiki at all. What are you doing, Kanade? Are you gonna keep your big sis waiting? Get your feet moving! Sorry, big sis. I'm coming.
Our moment of delight was cut short by Nikkei, followed by a few others that looked fairly different than usual. I couldn't imagine how this small crack in our relationship would play out. Although we were all worried about the same problem, none chose to verbalize it. And we finally decided to get rest for the day. Nah, Yoriko lives. It's the night after the second-class trial. We agreed to put off thinking where to go from here until tomorrow and get some rest. Emma. Void. We don't have any clues about them. What is their objective? For what reason would they carry out a plan like this? Continuously turning over in my mind questions I could never understand, I descended into the ocean of sleep. Man, at least they didn't make a marketable plushie out of her. Yes, things will get important from now on. I'll do my best to look for the thing you told me. Be careful. Act normal in Void, and don't let them find out. Yes, I know. Just count on Big Sis forever. Ah, ho, ho, ho. So, Hibiki had Kanade join Void in order to... Uh-huh. Uh-huh. The twins are next. I'm telling ya. What? Setsuka usually says Big Sis a lot. Oh, it could be. I don't think so, though. The Oscar Award. Yay. Yeah, we'll save. Welcome to Void Theater.
Bit too bored to be here alone. I want to do something, but I can't even move around when I'm like this. Must be my punishment for committing such an unforgivable crime. Hope the other guys don't go down my road.
No way! No way! That's honestly worse than a fucking marketable plushie. Oh, that's great. Ah, how'd you know? So we meet again. Monster. Gross, it's a neck. Monster. How rude. It's me, Emma. A void like you.
What, Emma? This pile of flesh looks like it came straight out of a B-movie as Emma? Wait a sec, if you're here looking like that...
Yes, it's what you're thinking of right now. I died. I was foolishly bound to the past and committed murder because of it. Oh, so you pointed out that Setsuka tends to say Big Sis. What if the twins are the void, like one of the void, like together? Because like their skills are even the same too, right? What if she basically is talking to them to like fake a murder But then they actually murder her? Is Setsuka the next death? It could be. Why does Emma look like a pile of shit? Because she literally got hack and slashed to death. Okay, Excalibur. Why? Mikado betrayed me and you saw me going through all that. Then why did you... Hey, does it really matter? After all, we're just piles of matter. We're dead. Whatever the living people might do, we have no right to interfere. True. Anyway, why don't we catch up on things we've missed? We had to hide our involvement in Void since the plan was enacted, so we didn't have a lot of opportunities to talk like this. Wait, don't come too close to me. I have no idea how you died, but you look disgusting. What? That was very obnoxious of you. And you look exactly the same as me, Ajime. Only difference being you're filled inside a doll. No, I'm different. Appearance is all that matters, you know. Oh, so you want to do it that way? Fine. Then I have no choice but to rip open that doll and show what you really are. Don't come any closer, you're making me sick. And Emma, I think you're about to unleash your old temper again. Let's have a friendly inside-out talk together. I don't need to be inside out. Yikes. I had a dream. A dream of recent memories, though they felt ever so distant. I forget what voice I gave him. All right, little shiv. Sora, the sky today is simply beautiful. Guess what's even more beautiful? The true beauty of Sora. Ha ha ha. Oh, perfect timing. Get a load of this drink. Your body will thank me later. Don't be so down. We'll get out of here eventually. I'll try to do my best. Sora, do you know how much polar bears weigh? Enough to break the ice. They all left us. People that will never return. They're forever gone. Yet, I couldn't do anything for them. For the ones we have left. For myself as well. There was nothing I could do. This is punishment. Why are you, of all people, saying that right now? Talk about hypocrites. Punishment. Think about the things you've committed. Do you really think you're worthy of mentioning such hope? Monocro, shut up. As some of the trials concluded, the Monocruise is sailing off right now. We're headed to the third island. The expected cruise time is the same as last. Please keep that in mind. Please don't commit yourself to dangerous acts that would lead to you falling off the boat. I wish you all a happy, peaceful sailing. Yeah, this is where we're going to end. I'm just as soon as I get to a safe spot. Last time I did it before the void thing, but this time we're going a little further. I had the most startling dream. The students who had died came back to me one by one, and after that, though I don't remember exactly, I think I heard someone's voice. Why is my face so wet? What's this? Is it tears? Interesting. Am I crying right now? What is this? I don't feel sad at all, yet tears are falling from my face. Is it because I saw my dead friends? Come to think of it, the boat's sailing as of now. I guess I should eat something first. But we'll eat something next time! I think she's an AI. I think that we are the, And now we have so much, but actually, we have so much money. Look at all that money. Anywho, this was fun. See if we can't find somebody to raid. Oh, actually. Is this current? Let me see here. Well, that could be fun. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-bum. Do-do. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-da. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to just like looking for raids to go on. We'll just do this. Have a good night, everybody. We are gonna go. Kumo, we're literally getting ready to raid. You gonna head out? This was fun. Yeah. Hi. Wait. There we go. Copy. Alrighty. So we got raids going. We're gonna go raid the same person on both Twitch and YouTube tonight because it's funnier that way. Alright. And until next time. Yeah, YouTube's being really weird tonight about stuff like that, Kumo. But until next time. Bye!